we are going to start off with, I'm waiting to hear back from this person, but Heather A sent me over some videos yesterday of, the name is Justice for Katrina. I'm going to give you guys a trigger warning. I'm going to tell you guys what I know of the story. I am truly hoping that she's going to be open to wanting to come on a live and share her story. She lives on, I believe it's an Air Force base. I'm not 100% sure where. I don't know all the details. I didn't write them all down. Trigger warning. They were driving, and on the Air Force base, a drunk driver hit them, and her little girl passed away because of that accident. I believe she was 9 years old, but again, I may be off on that. But because of the man's status, right, where you just saw that yesterday? Yes, Cassandra, like, she was 6, thank you. I want all details. I want to talk to the mom. Like, I'm hoping that she'll want to come on, or at least I can get some more information so that I can share. Because this is that's the worst part, obviously. But now what they're dealing with is because of this guy's status, his status, right? Nothing's being done. They have in their car, you know how some cars have like dash cam videos? So they have like a dash cam. She's in Grand Forks. Okay. They have the dash cam footage. Clearly not their fault. I can't remember if it's his ranks or if he's associated with, I can't remember. I didn't have a whole lot of time last night to go into what it was. I don't know all those details, but that's why I want her to come on and talk with us. After I got off live last night, I ended up being over at my daughter's house till like 1 o'clock in the morning, helping her with Jordan. And anyways, so we were up until like 4 or 5 o'clock this morning. So it was a long night. I didn't get to dive into everything that I wanted to, but she has a page up, and again, let me put it in here for those of you who haven't seen it. Comment. It's Justice for Okay, so here is the page. So that is her page, and she's trying to help build awareness and have people, report to different places, because literally nothing, hey Tiff, nothing is being done. And she shows in one of her videos, she actually shows the dash cam footage to show clear as day. It's not her fault. And he was under the influence. So if you guys could go and follow her, show her some love. I have sent her a message and asked her if she would like to join a live one day so we can get all the details and see what we can do to try to help out, try to show, spread some awareness, make some contacts. It's pinned, love. Yeah, it's a pinned comment. That's her page. Do some emails. Yeah, that's her TikTok page. It's Justice for Katrina. Did I spell it right? Oh wait, hold on. Hold on, I spelled it wrong. Oh, here, let me just add it. Justice for CATARINA. Okay, now I'll pin it. I spelled it wrong, but now it's an @ so hopefully you can pin it. So we'll see what we can do and see if we can send some emails or whatever, calls, whatever it is we need to do to the higher ups over there, and see if we can't help out with that. So my daughter and I were hit by a drunk driver. He got 2 days in jail. What is wrong with people? Rhonda, hi love. That is craziness to me. Wow. I have not heard from Yolanda today. Inspector, hello, welcome in, love. We spoke last night for a good long while. Angie, someone said it was picked up by the Supreme Court. Oh, it was? Her case was? Amazing. Yeah, 2 days for, that's absolutely crazy. 2 days for a drunk driving case is crazy, but let alone an accident with injuries is even crazier. But as we see, the justice system is not always, someone sent me the judge's person. Well, lovely. Send it, Red Rover, send it right over. Oh, okay, I didn't see it. I'm sorry, love. Yes, Supreme Court over to, oh, did that just happen today? Perfect. Oh my gosh, that makes me so happy. The judge's decision was overturned. Thank God. Oh my God, thank you so much. But I only believe what you say. It's another $1. You guys, I have no idea if Bri's pregnant or not pregnant. I have no idea. And I typically, like I said, I've always said this, I don't really like to talk about pregnancies a whole lot. Could she be? Absolutely. Because we know they do the do. We know that. Why? Because they put it all over the damn internet of them doing the do. I only know because somebody sent it to me. Don't do that again. Okay. But yeah, she could be. I don't know. Didn't he get kicked out today? Did who get kicked out today? Listen, Tim, the things that people have sent me, sometimes with no trigger warning, I'm like, what? I don't know if he got kicked out today. If he does, I don't believe it at all. Yeah, scarred. Listen, again, if I could tell you some of the stuff that was sent me, I mean, I clicked off immediately, and I just let people know, don't send me shit like that. The second I was able to see before it even got to any of the stuff. I'm old, but I'm not that old. I know what happens next, so I didn't want to see it. Yeah, I believe nothing. Remember I told you guys, what all the bullshit that they're going to do and put out right now is all it's just repetitive content. They just repeat it every time there's a court case come up. You would think that would have been the worst one. I was sent one that was even worse, and I was like, what on earth made you think to send me that? Like, I can't even tell you what it is, right? But when you saw that, what made you think, I bet Angie would like to see these three doing the guys, we're at 80% of, oh my God, 60. Oh my God, you guys are, so that's crazy. So you guys have done almost 60 daily heart me's, and it only went up by 5. What's wrong with TikTok? Yeah. Yay, you guys achieved it. Thank you so much. Thank you, oh, was that Tea Junkie? Well, since Tea Junkie just, wait, was that her? Is Tea Junkie in here? Wait, Tea Junkie, are you in here? Oh, hold on. I was gonna fall off the chair and break another bone to get the, oh shit, hold on. To get it, I did, I got a kiss. Ooh, you guys want me to break a bone today. I'm not gonna miss those. Crystal with 300 minutes. I love me. Thank you. All right, so let's talk about, because I want to get the Santos and Bri shit done and over with so we can move on to something else, okay? Listen, I am competitive, okay? Oh. And I want my kisses from everybody, okay? Oh, shit, another one. Oh, D likes her some love it. Oh. Thank you, D. Oh, God. Oh, D wants a whole makeout session. Did I get... Oh, I did. Thank you, love. Oh, shit. D's trying to get freaky. Thank you, D. Okay. Over it. Okay. So, oh, is that, you guys, I don't know how to do the goals, so I have no clue what they are. I never know. I did see her shout out. That's why I thought it was her that came in here. So you guys, a lot of people sent me their the little paparazzi thing with Bri&SANOTS. I love you too. You guys know that's set up shit. We outside. Hey, love. That there's Bri&SANOTS are not just outside and paparazzi sitting there. Those are always set up type things, right? Absolutely 100% staged. Do you, boo? But there was only a few things that I want to talk about. First of all, okay, Tea Junkie, right? You are the number one page, and I would agree. Yeah, it's crazy, all of their fake bullshit. But I found something very interesting that I want to, well, two things interesting that I found of that, right? One, Bri is still holding true to the fact. Thank you, love. I'm getting all the kisses and loves today. I appreciate you guys. She is still holding true to the fact that she did not break the DVRO in the sense that Santos was not around Baby W. Those are her words. She says, we are dumb. We don't know what's, oh shit, hold on. Yes. Thank you, love. We don't know what's going on, etc., right? But what is this? POTUS potato invite you. Listen, I don't do nothing with the POTUS. Anyways, oh, I missed. Oh my God, I missed it. I'm so sorry, love. Love's Karma. You've been watching for 100 minutes. Thank you, love. Okay. Oh wait, hold on. I need my kiss from Dawn Marie. You get two because I missed the last one. Thank you. Oh, shit, hold on. That was a bullseye. You get a bunch of them. Okay, here we go. Out of focus. But then Bri said in their paparazzi thing, you know, my son loves him. I was confused by that statement. Birdie, level 19. Congrats, love. I was confused by that statement. How would he love him if they're not around each other? Because remember, she's sticking true to it that they're not around each other. Are you safe to return? Wait, what do you mean? You're always safe to be here. You never have to go nowhere. What happened? Did I miss something? Oh my God, did I miss something? I don't know what happened. Yeah, so I don't understand that at all. The subject. Oh, yes. Yes, you're good. I was so confused. Yeah, well, Santos is an idiot. So she said that he loves, absolutely loves Santos. And then in the other, before she said that he calls him Papa. Again, all of these things, how would any of this happen if he's not around? So it just goes to prove the point that all they do is lie. We know that he's around, etc. Anyways, I don't want to get into all that. I have not spoke to Yolanda today. I have reached out. I have not heard back. Oh, you did, Mima? Okay. Let me follow you back so I make sure I see it. Okay, I will check on that. And then, but I found this one super interesting. Now, you know, the last few days, I have been talking about what should happen, right? I said we need to have like a sock gang boxing match between Santos and Chris Different when court is all done, because Santos wants to be with his piano keys in Chris Different's thing, talking about he's going to eat concrete, he's going to kick his ass, he's going to be 6 feet out, all of this stuff, right? Remember? We all remember. Hey, exposing. You guys remember that, right? So their fake skit with the paparazzi Hollywood thing, whatever, so that's over. And all of a sudden it comes back on, and there's Santos, and the guy's like, oh, well, there's one thing we forgot. What is it that you want to say? And he's like, oh, I just want, and he named two people. Walito is one. I don't know who that is. And somebody else. I don't know who it is. I want one of them in the boxing ring. Listen here, you little bitch. Why wouldn't you call out Chris D? Why would you not call out Chris Different? You so big and bad behind your keyboard, right? Your little keyboard warrior. talking all that, hey WV, all that trash to Chris Different. But now you want to do a boxing match, but not with Chris Different. You know, and we all know why, because we know he will kick ass. And you know that. Buttercup, thank you, love. Is Walito? No, I don't think so. Oh, I don't know. For some reason, I feel like his Wendy's baby's dad's name was something else, but I don't know. I don't know. Let me go back up and read some of the comments. Oh, okay. So then I will call Viola the man who created the. Santos will say he won't do it without 2K. Yeah, he's just a mess. Yeah, I agree, D. But I just find it so funny that has been in his comments and my comments for a week talking shit and threatening the both of us, and then when he has a chance to actually call somebody else out or call somebody out, it's not him. Oh yeah, Zavala. I don't know who that is. I've never heard of them either. Walito used to date Wendy. Wait, what's Wendy's father's name? Not Wendy's father. Her baby's father's name. Carlos. Okay. So, switching topics. I saw a video and a lot of people were giving hate, and I don't know. I feel like this is very respectful. Wendy and Carlos were doing a video together. Now, Carlos is now in a relationship. I don't really follow them a whole lot. Oh, as well as on YouTube. Okay. I don't really follow them a whole lot, but I do like her. I do like her content. So, anyways, and they have a great co-parenting relationship, right? So Carlos and Wendy were eating, and she had her microphone clipped right here. Shabs! And she said, "Can you take my microphone off?" And thank you, Shelby. And he wouldn't because he's now in a relationship. And a lot of people were bashing him for that. Now, if her microphone was here, I could understand him, but it was clipped here. I could understand how that would be disrespectful. He's trying to be respectful to his new relationship. I don't understand why people are bashing him for that. I think it's so new girl. Maybe she forgot. I don't know. Again, I don't follow them that much, but I thought it was interesting. Shelby. What are you doing, love? Definitely 2K was up before the Lion Kid. Wait, what? Oh, I'm glad you mentioned that, though. That is something else that I need to address. They've been reporting your comments all day, unbothered. Leanne, what's wrong with him? He's in the doghouse. Not your husband calling during your show and interrupting. No need for him. Huh? For a week? How dare he? Just kidding. I don't even know what I said because I don't know what time that was because I'm just scrolling up. Probably not too important. I don't know if they found a place. You guys, the last few times that they've been doing this whole place thing. Wait. What's going on, Shelby? It's been they do photo shoots for houses for the what's the guy? The realtor guy. They've said it a million times. Oh, Shelby. I'm sorry, love. Come up, I'll make you laugh. We always have fun together. You just need to get with your people. Get in your mojo. This is a tough time, though. I feel like this time of year is very tough for people. And we talked about this last year about seasonal depression, where people really struggle this time of year. The suicide rate is much higher during this time of year. Everything it's really tough. As we go on and, through life, and then we start to lose people or finances or whatever the case may be. I'm glad you do, Timmy. It's really tough, and that's why I love that we're all together, and this is a safe space, and we can all talk about whatever it is that we want to talk about, and we have a support system. Yolanda came on yesterday and shared something very very impactful with us and really needed us to surround her. And I tell you, I was just in tears last night when she messaged me to let me know how many SOC gang members reached out to her, whether it was for prayers or to offer money, which she's like, I am not taking. Like, just everything. The messages she sent me were very beautiful, and I'm just so proud of SOC gang. Good night, listen, Linda. Yolanda's a very, very beautiful person. I like that I spoke with her a lot last night. I have reached out today, but I have not heard back from her. Mama Rachel, thank you, love. I'm hoping she's just getting some rest because we were on until very late her time last night. So I'm really truly hoping that maybe she's just resting and okay. I don't remember what all she put into. I don't remember what all she put into the live last night. And I'm hard fast on whatever conversations I have outside of TikTok will remain outside of TikTok. I'll remain those private. She's prepping for a big job tomorrow. She made it back home to the. Wait, what? Wait, who? Wait, Queen W. Who are you talking about? Does Wait, I'm so confused. What do you mean? Prepping for a. Yeah, I'm confused too. Okay, well, we'll just leave it at that then. It sounds like Queen Dobby has. Oh, she left that part out that she was at his house. Oh, okay. So now she's at her. She did tell me something about a job, but I was like, wait, what do you mean she's home? So she was at. Well, okay, good. Then I will take that, and I'm happy with that. Yeah. Okay. All right. So we'll move on from that. What was the other thing? Oh, okay. Last two things I want to talk about 2K and Bri. Because I've been seeing a lot of videos or clips about me or people. Yeah, we just got done talking about that, the fake paparazzi. So let me say this. People like to clip things and just pick the parts that they want to put out to make something appear it's one way. I have said from day one, hey, Monique, and I will always say, I don't hate Bri. I don't know Bri to hate her, right? All I want is for her to be the mother that baby W deserves. I've also said I don't really like supervised visits. I've always said the best for baby W is not for his mother to be completely taken away, as long as she's doing everything that she needs to do. I have never once come on and said she is a worse mother, she doesn't deserve her baby, she should never see him again. I have never said any of that. Ever. And so for people to come on or not make videos saying that I was crushed. Someone made a whole compilation of, I guess, my face or whatever, because I was reading the comments while AA was talking, right? And they said that someone said I was almost in tears because AA Law Talk shattered my dreams and let them know, or let me know, or put me in my place, or I can't remember the words that they said about that Bri's gonna get custody and she's gonna be able to take him back to California. I'm like, the fuck are you? What show were you on? What page were you watching? What are you talking about? I never said any of that. You I was like, what are you watching? We don't know. AA Law Talk is giving us an idea of what happens in the family court in California. Just because she said that that's what's going to happen doesn't mean that that's what's going to happen. It's a good possibility, but we don't know. She also said that the DVRO would not be issued, and it's issued. Oh, absolutely. It just kills me. People come on here and they ask me for my opinion. What do I think is going to happen? And what the other thing that I always say is, I don't work in California. I don't know California laws. What I would think, there's an order that says you can't do this, or this. And she did this, and this. So I would assume that she's not going to get to do this, and this. Or what should happen would be this. Right? So I've never said that. I've never said that I hope that Bri never gets to see her child again. I've never said that. I've always said that I truly hope that she will grow and mature and become the mother that baby W deserves. That I say that in almost every single video. I didn't know that I need to say it every other fucking sentence so people would get it. And no, I'm not going to be crushed. I'm not going to cry. It's not going to affect me if Bri gets to have visitation in Texas. If she gets to have visitation in California. Like, do you guys think like I stay up at night over? I'm so confused. Deanna, you watched for 300 minutes. Thank you, love. Who addressed the OFW? Who had the same? No, I didn't. So I just want to put that out there. It'll still be clipped all crazy. The second thing that I want to address. Yeah, I fully believe that, absolutely, Angel, is that NAA said that too, that visits will not be in California. The second thing that I want to address, and I feel like it's crazy that I have to address this again. It's crazy to me, but I'm going to. Is I don't know John 2K. I don't know him at all. I'm not a fan or a fangirl, any of that nonsense. I, just like a lot of you guys, started following him at this time. Again, the work that I do, I have credentials to work with youth and young adults, right? So I took extra training to be able to work with just them, to kind of specialize and figure out like the ways to talk to them, especially justice involved you, right? That's why I truly like to work with them. But anyways, so some people find it weird that they also, lawyer was actually put into this too, that lawyer and I are creeper old people that are obsessed with young people's lives. No, I bet you he probably has a lot of young people in his that he attorneys for, lawyers, whatever. And so when you do that, you kind of just build a passion to be wanting to be able to work with people, right? So I was just scrolling TikTok, minding my own damn business over on Gen X Talk, and randomly I see a video of 2K talking about how he's going through custody and the baby's a couple months old. I'm like, oh, this isn't going to work out well for this kid. But then I did a deep dive because that does not happen often. Men typically don't fight for and or win custody by the time I know they was going to a baby of that age. So I was extremely intrigued. And so that's why I started watching him and I started watching her. And again, like I told you guys, I sent the same messages. But you guys coming on here stating that I'm doing that because I'm having some type of schmexual relationship with 2K is disgusting. Again, that's no diss to 2K at all. At all. Like, you're a good kid. He's younger than my youngest child. So that's disgusting. Right? Just because somebody is actually truly nice and truly loves the work that they do. I've spent over 30 years in this same career, 10 of which I specialized in working with youth and young adults in his age range. I can be proud of, or maybe I can't be proud of somebody that I saw like a year and a half ago, right? Year and a half ago, I saw him as one way, and he has grown. It's just random people. Once your numbers start going up and whatnot, people just, anyways, it's the 2K haters that say I'm trying to be his. It's just crazy. But anyways, and I don't care at all. I'm just setting the record straight to let it be known. Exactly, the app is for all ages. But to see the growth in somebody from a year and a half ago to now, 2K has shot up in his maturity and the way that he parents and the things that he does. We don't always see that in men, at least in the career that I do. Typically, it's the mother that jumps up in their maturity and their parenting and whatnot. So at one point I felt they were pretty even a little bit, as I delved in and I started noticing about the amount of drinking and snow and all that kind of stuff. Obviously it was uneven, right? But I felt they're pretty even, but Bri's gone down and he's gone up. I'm just speaking my facts, what I know. People ask my opinion. My opinion is this. It also happens to be a lot of the times the same opinion as the judge. So for people, hey Angel, for people to come on and make videos stating that if Bri doesn't get to have visitation in California, it's my fault. Or if Bri no longer gets to see Baby W, it's my fault. I hope you can sleep good at night because it's not my fault. Whatever consequences Bri has is because of Bri's actions. It has nothing to do with me on my little channel, my little old self, making a video. That has nothing to do with me. Just like with John. If John has consequences for him making statements about Santos and his situation, that's on John. And if he doesn't, it's not because I made a video stating, I think you guys are taking it all wrong. He didn't say the child was ugly, dumb, etc. He was saying, why won't you put in this much time and energy into your child? But if he has consequences because of that, that's on him. It's not going to all of a sudden, because I made a video, there's no consequences for his actions. I'm so confused. You guys give me way too much credit, and it blows my mind. It literally blows my mind. I am just a random old lady over here that's retired and now has, I miss getting to actually work with people and give advice and whatnot. So the fact that I get to do that on a much bigger scale over here is a blessing to me. But the fact that you guys, listen, I tell you guys, Santos and Bri are my biggest fans. They love it over here. But the fact that you guys make these statements, just giving me way too much credit. I have nothing to do with the consequences Bri is going to face. I have nothing to do with the consequences Santos is going to face. I have nothing to do with consequences that 2K is going to face. I have nothing to do with any, praise that any one of them get. That has nothing to do with me. So I just wanted to put that out there. Okay. And don't ever come out again and making those gross statements. Santos, you do a daily vlog of your life. I dare you. An honest one. An honest one. That's not what I'm on here for. And you know the drill. If you want to be in here chatting, you know what to send. Yeah, that's not what my channel is about. Plus, you wouldn't understand my life. Right? Because my life is truly about taking care of family, kids, etc. You need something to keep relevant because your boring ass sure can't do it. Everyone is tired of your lies and your skits and everything. Right. Exactly. I don't lie. I just put it out there. He knows the drill. Oh, people are garbage came back. Perfect. That's the only reason why he got unblocked. Hello? I know, isn't that crazy, you guys? I'm never in their lives. I am never in Santos' life. I am never in Bri's life. Ever. But why are they in mine every single day? Every day, they are over here in my life. Garbage. Yeah, he can't. Yolanda, there you are, love. Always. Can you guys can't hear her, right? Yeah, I don't know what happened. Maybe she'll come back on. Right, I forgot about that. Hobo Santos. Hello? What is happening? Why can't we hear her? Oh my god. Just like they said, our haters secretly love us. True. Listen, Santos has turned into one of my biggest fans. He spends more time over here with me than he does with Bri. Yeah, I can't hear her at all. Yes, Yolanda. Well, don't talk about it right now, though, but yes, absolutely. So, Santos, since you weren't really around Baby W this weekend, question for you. Since you're here, how come Bri said that Baby W loves you so much? How would she know that if you're actually never really around Baby W? Because you guys said you don't tell any lies, right? You said you don't tell lies, and you weren't around Baby W this weekend. So how does she know Baby W loves you? Just curious. Hello? Don't get scared now, Santos. Don't not answer the question. He said Baby W prefers him. Yeah, the pictures in that don't show that. For sure. I know. Like, what's happening? So he just wants to come in and talk trash, and then when he gets asked a question, he doesn't want to answer? I wouldn't have Santos up on my panel because Santos is a stolen valor, and I absolutely would never have that up on my panel. But he can answer my questions. He can stay in the comments. But I say that he's like most other people when they want to try to lecture with me. They just exit stage left. All right. So we will move along. You are welcome. You are absolutely welcome. Yes, I have much respect for our military and our veterans, and so I will never allow that. He's a runner. He's a track star. Okay. Of course, you guys. Of course. Okay, so let's move along. I'm tired of yeah. Bri comes in here too on her own dumb little page. And she won't answer the question about how there's nothing in Texas for her, but yet her whole child is there. But people are garbage. I don't know what happened. Why we couldn't hear you when you came up. Has he been turned in? I don't know. I think so. I don't know. I don't know how that would work. Thank you, Angie. 3 of my sons are military. Thank you, love. No, when Bree Kane tried to request me one time, this was months ago. No, again, I have put it out there long time ago. I put it out there for Bree and I to be able to have a conversation. It doesn't even have to be on here because this isn't for clicks and views, whatever for me. This is real life for me, right? This is what I do in real life. So it's not about numbers, clicks, or views. And so one time she requested for me to come up and I denied her. And I said right away, I said, well, she requested to come up, but I'm not going to allow her to come up because she supports a stolen valor. She uses racial and homophobic slurs. And so she's not allowed over here. Right. And some people were like, oh, we truly support that. We appreciate that. And then of course, like the Bri things were like, oh, you're just scared. I'm never scared to have a conversation. If that was the case, then why on earth have I asked her multiple times to have a conversation? She chooses not to do so. But at this point, I would never, because Santos is still trying to double down, triple, quadruple down on the fact that he was in the military. Listen, if that was, let's pretend. Remember, guys, let's buckle up, strap up, first class air flight to Delulu land. All aboard! Buckle up. If the thing dropped down, put it on you first and just pray we make it, okay? Listen, let's just say that was a fact, okay? We're going to pretend that Santos actually was in the military, and I'm not talking ROTC in high school, actually in the military. Why would he have not taken All Money up on his offer? All Money offered him $10,000 to take a lie detector test to prove that he was in the military, and he wouldn't do it because he knows it's a lie. And then All Money then was able to go in and do whatever it is that he does. I don't know what he does because I can't do all that shit over here because I don't know what I'm doing. He was able to pull the information. All Money pulled Santos's information, and it showed that he signed up. He signed up for the military, and his bitch ass never showed up for day one. So no, Santos, you don't get the title of being a veteran. You don't get the title of being in the military. You don't get that title. You don't. And again, if you truly were in the military, and we know you guys need the money, we know that, you would have taken All Money up on his offer. But we see how you operate, right? Like a little bit, right? That's why when you called out today in your guys' little fake, like little paparazzi skit, that's why you didn't call out Chris Different today. You called out 2 other randos, right? But you were a keyboard warrior. talking about how Chris is going to eat pavement or cement or whatever, and all that stuff, all the shit that you're going to do to Chris different, you're able to do that on the keyboard, but not in the boxing match. Why wouldn't you have called him out? We're not the same people. We are not the same. You would never be able to play on my level. So don't try. Just stay over there and be your little keyboard warrior. Anyways, I will move along. That's right, we are old school. Yes, H-O-W-W. I had to since we weren't able to hear you. People are garbage. I'm telling you, that would be, listen, Chris Different and him in a boxing match, that would bring views, that would bring money. Okay? Do it as a charity event, or Santos needs the money so bad, whatever. Go to Renee, thank you. Have it go to the whatever the case may be. But put him in a ring with Chris Different. Okay? I don't even like it, but I would watch it. I don't like boxing fighting at all. I would watch that shit. That would shut him up quick. But I can't handle people that will talk behind a keyboard and not follow through. You have the opportunity. That's a Pomeranian versus a pit bull. Jen, that is so true. Oh my gosh. I cannot. Not the gold boxing gloves. Oh my gosh, Didi, you're hilarious. Literally, Emmy, I'm there with you. And did you see my comment? Mexican homie has vids and receipts about stolen valid. I didn't, but I will have to see if I can't find that. Well, I've already seen it, like from Almighty. I saw it from him as well. We all know. Yeah, he can't use his jewelry this time. We all know. It's just crazy to me that he still double, triple, quadruples down on the fact that he's in the you're not in the military. You've never been in the military. ROTC does not count as the military. Yeah, Mexican homie be going in on people. So, anyways, that's enough of that. Don't do message. Yeah, homie, he does. I like him because he does his research too. Oh, that's right, Julie. That's right. That's right. Wait, was it the CIA? I thought it was the car. I'll tell ya. Can't even keep up with that lie. Exactly like stuff. He is terrified of Chris. We outside said if Santos ever had to go to war, he'd be crying in the fetal position. I want my mama. I want my mama. She wouldn't show up. It'd have to be Bri he'd call for. And then Bri would just be like, "You're acting like a bitch again. You're embarrassing. Why are you crying, Santos? Oh my god, you're so embarrassing. Get off live. You're acting like a little bit." Isn't that what she says to him whenever he starts crying on live? If Bri's lawyer brings the video of 2K, does it open it up for 2K dismiss? It should. It should, Kenzie. Absolutely. Because the video should have nothing to do with the case of what 2K said in regards to Santos or Santos' daughter. It should have nothing to do with it because remember, Santos is not part of the case. But if it does, they're able to use it. Because you guys, right now what they're trying to do is they're trying to poke and poke and poke, and they're trying to get him to respond, to try to have something to show that he's, he's not perfect. He's not perfect. Nobody is perfect. Nobody. Right? Again, 2K's gonna have a mountain of evidence on Bri, and they may have a clip of him saying some shit. That could be taken multiple ways. You know what I'm saying? So, but he's not part of the case. Thank you, love. He's not part of the case, so it should not come out. Yeah, still no residence, still no parenting classes. Oh, absolutely. Listen, Santos went into the live knowing 2K was in there and talked shit about him. and then he expects that no one's gonna like no one can respond. So he truly feels that he can just do and say whatever he wants, and nobody can respond. Thank you, Queen D. That's so cute. Thank you, Queen. I don't get it. Again, I saw that paparazzi video. We talked about that. There really wasn't a whole lot out that came about that. Again, my question, but he became a runner and a track star as soon as I asked it, was how does Baby W love him so much if he's never been around him? So he says. And why didn't he call out in the little boxing skit part? Why did he not call out Chris Different? Why did he call out two other people? That's all I want to know. Videos be used to, if anything, yeah, it should be used to continue to keep Santos away, especially going into people that they feel like is associated with 2K. For some reason, people feel like I'm associated with 2K. I don't know him. Like, he's not someone that I'm, talking with, kicking it with, whatever. I fully agree with that. The only thing they want him for is the financial gain. That's when they make money. That's why they never stream. They don't stream all day until they have him. It blows my mind. Also claims abuse, but doesn't call. Right, because he knows damn well that would be a dumb thing. Because when you go to call CPS now and call in a claim, it says right there, before you even get to speak to somebody, if you are making a false claim, you can and will be prosecuted for making a false claim. He knows that bullshit that he said is absolutely completely a lie. He knows that. Some said he had an early flight, yet he had Baby W's toys with him at the airport. Right. Because we already know exposing _70 posted the videos, how she called him out. Again, once again, going back, I talked about this yesterday. They post a video and show the building they're in with the logo up there. Exposing 70 talked about in the video, talked about exactly how she was able to do it. She then looked it up, and then you can see the pictures, and then she put the pictures of Santos working out in the gym side by side, and they're the exact same place. He was there every day. And remember, the judge said in any capacity, right? We know what that means. Can't be around at all. Not in the same place, not in the same area, not in the grass, not on the car, not on the roof, not with a cat, not with a hat, not in the, like, anywhere. He cannot be here or there. He cannot be anywhere, okay? I just popped in. But she could get in trouble for showing the parenting app conversation. That's interesting. That I don't know. I don't know that. That will be interesting to find out. Listen, 2K's attorney is absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. If something can be done, she's going to find it, and it's going to be done. Paris! So. The parenting app combo. Oh my gosh, you guys, we're 3 away from 500 daily heart meets. The parenting app conversation is just to meet her, or because I guess they're supposed to meet inside the lobby, is what she said. And she didn't want to go in the lobby or something, so she asked if he could. I can't remember exactly what the wording was, but something like, can you, instead of meet me in the lobby, can you just come to my car and get Baby W and all of his toys? She didn't put back what it was that you guys got 500 daily heart me's. Oh my gosh, you guys, thank you so much. Yeah, so that's what she was trying to show. Yeah, thank you, love. I always shout you guys. Anyone who ever sends their first gift ever to me, I so appreciate it. That always means the world to me. Make sure, if you guys are not already, make sure you guys are following me, because I am following this Bri&SANOTS case, or not Bri&SANOTS, Bri and 2K's case until it's finito. and then I'm done. I will not follow Bri&SANOTS' their baby. If they have a baby, I have zero interest in. They are boring beyond belief. I will not be following them, but there's other cases and whatnot that we will be following. So, what do you mean change the meeting point? Can't Santos saying that W calls him Papa be used in the case. If it can, like I said, John's attorney will take care of it. Thank you, Sherry. Oh my God, 2026 is. Isn't that crazy, you guys? It's about to be a new year. When you have such a high conflict co-parent, you can't be doing extra. Right. No. And it needs to stay exactly how it is. No, you need to meet in the lobby. It just makes you think, like, why did she not want to meet in the lobby? Thank you guys for all of it's the gift gallery stuff you guys are doing. I never know what's happening when all that starts going on. The way she lies and makes up stories. No, I would want to meet you inside of the lobby of the police station as well. That's just weird to want to try to change it and set it up. Oh, yeah, hold on. What's happening?
Okay, this is gonna be the only thing I say about this, but I think this is hilarious. I don't know if you saw 2K's snap. I look ratchet.
The what?
2K snap about someone said, 2K, why couldn't you hold W's toys? Like those are his toys. And his response was, what are you even talking about?
Right.
I can't with them. They're so
yeah. And it just doesn't make any sense. Like, so she does a video and she says, leaving Dallas is kind of like surreal or whatever. It's kind of weird because it's like my last time, like I'm saying goodbye, but there's no. If you're gonna see your child, you're gonna go right back. You're gonna be going back next month if you want to see your child. What do you mean? And if she truly felt that way, why wouldn't she want to take the toys home? She has nothing at home for him. She's gonna need to have toys at her house for him. Why wouldn't she take him home?
If Santos has a house in Dallas, why can't you leave him there?
Right.
They just make no sense whatsoever. Yeah, it's all lies. Everything that she says, she wants to make people feel sorry for her so that people would hate him, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
It's just I don't know.
Yeah, I saw that he ended up with the toys, yeah.
I have never seen a dad fight so hard for their kid like he does. Yeah.
Yeah.
He fights, and I love it. I love that, like, you can see the different relationship between him and W versus W and Bri.
Oh, absolutely.
You can see that kid is unhappy.
Yeah, we talked about that yesterday. It's like you get to choose what you choose to put up and show the type of relationship you have, and it's clear whenever Bri puts up the information or the videos that she puts up, he just seems miserable and unhappy and disconnected, and she seems disconnected, and it's not like that when John posts up a video. The baby is.
I mean, that's how all my kids are. Like when my kids were like little, not now. Obviously, they love their dad, but like when my kids were little, they would only, especially my last, she would only let me feed her. If her dad touched her, she would get away from me. You know, like, and it's because I'm with her 24/7.
Right.
That's like, and you like, there's a difference. Like, I mean, granted, I actually have custody of my kids. I'm like, that dummy, but you know, so.
Yeah. No, I
that's the only thing I wanted to say because it keeps flying through the comments.
Yeah. Thanks for coming up and saying. I appreciate you, love.
Okay, you're welcome.
All right. Talk to you later. Bye.
Okay, bye.
He gets a bed. No, he oh yeah, and he's absolutely. Yeah. I know. Yeah, when he gets him back, he's a totally different kid. He goes from being like shy and quiet and looking confused to being happy and energetic and playing and roughhousing. But you guys, again, a lot of that would change if she would simply go to every other weekend. If she went to every other weekend and had the same, I feel like a broken record, right? But had the same place to go to, if she rented an apartment, she could build on that relationship. And if she actually, instead of having Santos there, like the judge said, when you have your child, I want you focused on I want you focused on him, not Santos. That's another reason why they don't want Santos there. Oh, this is the other thing too, that a lot of people message me when AA had said that the judge can put in there that somebody can't be around, but they can't really enforce it. A lot of people messaged me and said that wasn't true, that they live in California. And someone said that that her boyfriend, anyways, child's father, actually went to jail for contempt because they had somebody around them, and so it can be enforced in some way. So I think it just probably depends on the order and the judge. None of us really know. We just have to wait to see what's going to happen when court comes. And all in all, whether we're, it really shouldn't be Team Bri or Team 2K. It should be Team Baby W, right? We want what is absolutely best for Baby W. And that's what 2K wants too. He wants what's best for Baby W. Bri wants what's best for Bri. So, yeah, it's a crazy situation. Was that not just a paralegal? No, she's an active. She is a current family law attorney in California and Oregon. Practicing is what I meant to say. Practicing attorney. Oh, there she is. Well, that's likely because the other parent had restrictions on them, like criminal. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's hard for us to say, like, if they have. No situation's the same, and we don't have every single detail. None of us have every single detail of this case, right? We don't know. We just know what is put out there. So when people respond back, because over on YT, man, they were coming at AA. I was having to defend you. Because they're like, oh, that's not true. We had this. And again, it can always be something different for everybody. So, Rhonda! Thank you, love. That was so stinking cute. The 2026 gifts are adorable. With the DV and SA allegations, it should be taken more seriously. I'm sure, and AA said that. Yeah, if they bring up the DV stuff, if they address that in court and provide verification, she did say that would be taken a lot more seriously. The SA allegations, I don't know about that. I got your back, girl. The SA allegations, I don't know about because they didn't go anywhere that I know of. I don't know if they were ever filed, if any one of the girls ever filed. I don't know if there was ever an arrest. I haven't seen any of that. You know what I'm saying? I think it is enforceable. I think AA law is wrong and doesn't know this case. Well, I told you guys, listen, we're not going to be bashing AA in here, okay? But I did tell you guys, I can almost guarantee that she didn't go in and dig through a case that's not hers and then come on live and talk about it, because that would not be good on her, right? That would not look good on her. She is giving you guys, I believe, this is and she'll correct me if I'm wrong, I believe she's given us generalized statements of things that she has seen in the past. I've had a situation like this in the past, and this is what I've seen. And that's the exact same thing that I do. I give you guys my opinion based off of, some of it is just common, like should be common sense, right? Like to me, it's common sense. You have an order that says don't do this, 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 and this. Thank you, Rhonda. And you did this, 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 and this. So there should be a consequence. To me, that's common sense, right? But a lot of it is I've had cases like this in the past or something similar, and this is what's happened. So I go off of that. But yeah, I think she'd be putting herself in a really bad situation if she actually went in and researched the case and then came on live and on social media and talked about it. That would not be a good look. Yeah. Yeah, I listen, I love to get difference of opinion. That's why when the video was made about me about how she was making me cry and I was so devastated when she came up and she was talking, I none of that is true. Absolutely none of that is true. I have nothing but respect for her. I like to hear I like to hear differences of opinion, and that's it. But when she was talking last time, I was letting her talk and I was reading the comments, so I wasn't. There was nothing for me to cry about. Hi, love.
Hi. I just wanted to say one thing.
Yeah, they said I was that she made me cry because that. Sorry, let me answer this question. They said that she made me cry because she said nothing was going to happen. This is how they worded it. That basically she came up and said I was 100% wrong. Bri is going to be able to. Nothing's going to happen with her, and she's going to be able to get custody back. And that made me cry, and I was upset about it. When none of that happened, she didn't even say any of that. So
Wait, is that in relation to me?
yeah,
Oh, I was like, wait, what? Are we?
right,
No, that
that's how
never
crazy it
happened.
is. No, somebody
No.
said that when you came up last time when we were talking, that you basically were saying that everything I said was wrong, and that Bree is going to be able to. She's not going to have any consequences. She's going to be able to get visitation
Oh, no, no,
over in
no.
California, and that I was so upset about it that I was crying because of that. And I'm like, none of that even happened. You
Oh
even
my
said that,
goodness.
yeah, they just take what they want. They got to make their video somehow, I guess. So,
Oh, oh wow. Okay. Well, I didn't know that that was going on, but no, no, no. I just, well, I just wanted to say a couple things. I think
mhm,
that people on TikTok, like, we on TikTok have a very wide view of what's happening. And in a courtroom in front of a judge, it's a very narrow view. So I think when my perspective, like when I give my opinion on things without knowing, of course, all the details and all the facts, but I actually, all of us collectively actually know more than a judge would ever know more. And I think when we come to the table with our opinions on this, personally speaking, we see all the things, right? We see all these crazy TikTok lives. We see all of these crazy moments and situations. And we also know about, her partner and all those crazy
right,
situations, and we also know all, the people who she surrounds herself with and all these, crazy situations. So we kind of like can in our minds put together this piece of the puzzle that makes sense to all of us. Like, I agree with you all, right? I agree with
mhm,
that there's a pattern and it's concerning, and we have this larger scale picture, but the judge has this very narrow view of what's happening.
exactly,
And that's where the opinions come from. It's not like my personal opinion. Like, I'm not saying that you guys are wrong in general. I'm just saying from a perspective of like being in the courtroom, it's just very different from what we see on TikTok or these other streaming platforms or whatever it may be.
yeah,
And so we have way more knowledge about this than any judge would,
right,
like they're not watching TikTok. They're not, and they will see what is presented to them, but at some point it becomes cumulative, at some point it becomes annoying to the court, and at some point it's just kind of like, oh my gosh, okay, stop it.
right. No,
And then
I agree.
and then to clarify too, like, I think you're right about almost everything. I don't know that I've ever even said you were wrong about something. I do think that it's a lot harder to hold people accountable for court orders, and that's really unfortunate. It
Right,
just is. It's really unfortunate. There's a lot of parents, like, just let's remove it from Bree and 2K. But there's parents who don't let their co-parents see their kid, and it's almost impossible to get a court to enforce that order. I hear about it all the time from you guys, from not from you all individually, but people on TikTok, people message me all the time. I hear it all the time in my practice, and it's very hard to fix it once it starts going down this path of, like,
right,
a parent not following orders. And a court's really put in this position where, what do you do? And I will say, though, that California, although they are fairly lenient, when you file a contempt action in California, it's quasi-criminal. In some states, it's not at all. In some states, it's all remedial, which basically means like, oh, we'll give you a slap on the wrist. Oh, we'll change some things to try to make it more understanding, so that you know better what the court order is. And so California does have a sort of like a higher threshold for that. But to get in front of a judge to do all of that takes a year and a half, maybe 2 years plus because it's quasi-criminal. They get a public defender, and that extends it even longer. And California has like all these rules about not putting people in jail, which I think is good overall in terms of reform, but that's a whole other conversation. So anyway, there's like just a bigger picture at play. So our view of this that we see personally is so much more vast than what the judge is going to see. Right. So I know you guys don't like what I have to say 90% of the time, but the reality is the judge isn't going to see all this. And if 2K tried to represent all of this, the judge would get lost like months ago, Yeah. And it just doesn't, you have to like pick and choose the really bad things. And it has to be few events that are just really big so that you can make your point and that you can show what's happening. And even with all of that, I don't think the court is really I don't think she's going to get parenting time in California.
Right. Yeah, you were you said that the other day when you came on. You said, and that's the other thing too that blew me away with, I can't even remember whose video, someone sent it to me, but somebody made that video. And they're like, yeah, she says, AA said that she's going to get visitation in California and get custody back. I'm like, she never said any of that. You said clear as day, you're like, she's not going to get visitation in California, not from all the stuff that she was doing. So
no, and I don't think she'll get legal custody back either. Right. It's possible she could get joint legal custody back at some point, but certainly not now. Like,
yeah,
she's not going to probably get a change, especially because she's not following court orders,
Yep.
And I also just vehemently disagree with people who are like, he should call CPS or DHS, or he should do this, or DHS should get involved in CPS. And that's a little bit of just like from my own, like I regularly go against CPS. Like I've sued in several suits against CPS. So I am like the biggest hater of CPS and DHS. So some of that is my personal, just like nobody ever call them unless it's like very, very serious, because you just don't want to have that involvement. They already have court involvement. She already has really limited time. She already has a lot of restrictions.
Well, I think that the whole CPS thing, though, what I think, I could be wrong, but I think what you're talking about, because that just started coming out today, and the reason why, or the last couple days, and the reason why is because Santos came on and made a statement that that 2K has never changed a diaper, and they lock him in a room all day. He doesn't get any attention, and he just cries and screams all day in a locked room. So then people are like, if that was truly the case, then that would be a CPS issue. So I think that they're talking about on John, but he can't call CPS because that doesn't happen. And how would he, if, let's just pretend in La La Land that did happen. How would they know? Santos said that he heard that from a very reliable source inside the house. Well, the only person inside the house that he's been around is Baby W. And Baby W is 20 months. So I can guarantee you he didn't say, yeah, my dad's never changed my diaper. And do you know what? When I go home, my dad and my grandma lock me in my room and I just sit in there and cry. They don't feed me or nothing. I just cry all day. He didn't say any of that. Santos is just making shit up to try to get people to believe. I don't think anyone has, at least that I've heard. And again, I could definitely be wrong. Chris, that he didn't. No, I don't think he was saying to call on Bri. I think it was against John. From my
but even if it was. Even, I don't know, but that's but again, like I come from a very different perspective on that, and I think a lot of people probably disagree with me on that. But
no, we're all on the same page on that.
even still, I think then your issue is in court where you're already at. That's where your ex parte or your emergency orders come into play. But but yeah, that's such a silly thing to even say.
Yeah,
and I don't even know. Like, I wish the court could tell them to stop. But you can't. You have like a First Amendment right to say crazy shit. I don't know what the, answer is for this, but I wish that there was a way for them to seriously, the whole 2K family to get this to stop. I think the only way you could really do that is from defamation. And it's just not worth it financially, in my opinion. But
No.
again, that's my personal opinion. That's not even like my professional opinion. I mean, I might have a different professionally. I might actually want to take a case like that, but it's just expensive. You know what I mean? You really don't know what the outcome is going to be. But I think that's the only way that they can really get them to stop is
Yeah, I know the
an injunction.
defamation is hard to prove, but it's literally every single day. Like I don't know how they expect 2K to not respond. And I don't know if you know, but this whole week, the whole week that they had him, Santos was in Chris Different's live and my live threatening us the whole time, and then went into somebody else's live. Well, they were battling 2K and talking shit about him, and that's why 2K finally responded. It's like Santos doesn't know when to stop. Santos and Bri are in my lives every single day. Every single day.
Yeah,
It's like,
that's
why are you
crazy.
over here? It's
Get a hobby.
literally
Get a hobby. Take
right.
your parenting classes. I
Right.
agree with
Take
all
your
you
parenting
people.
classes.
See, I'm not like, I don't know. I'm just saying, like
Yeah.
get a hobby, do something else. But
Okay, so
yeah,
quick question, because this came
yeah.
up a lot actually before I even came in. So Bree showed their OFW messages. People were asking, is that something that they can show, or is that supposed to be kept private? What is your thought on that?
I, I think it's fine. I mean, it's stupid. It's
Right.
dumb. It's stupid to do that, but I don't, unless there's an order specifically telling her not to, which I don't think there is.
Yeah, that's what I thought. It's kind of
I
like a
don't, there's no, so apps like Talking Parents, App Close, Our Family Wizard are really just to authenticate the documentation. So what it really becomes important for is if you have a person that's regularly saying, oh, I didn't get that text. Oh, I didn't get
right.
that email. Oh, sorry, I didn't show up at this time because I didn't get your email or whatever it may be. These apps like authenticate your login. They tell you when you've logged in, when you've read the message, if you've downloaded. Some of them, Talking Parents, I think, shows when you've downloaded documents and paperwork. Our Family Wizard does not. But some of these apps also allow you to record and transcribe calls. So that's really helpful for court purposes. But really, outside of that, they're not meant to be like confidential applications. They should be. It's not something you should show or
Right.
you should share. But I don't.
And the message she even showed, again, you guys, doesn't really go in her favor. They have an order that they need to meet in the lobby of the police station. And she showed a message of her saying to break that. Like what they said again about going to the lobby. Just come to my car. Just come to my car and pick him up and the toys or whatever. So I don't really think it's gonna make any difference. That's what I said too, but they wanted
Well,
me to
I
ask
don't
you.
even think it would be safe for him to do that. So I
Absolutely.
mean, like I think there's actually a safety issue there. Like that feels very much like I'm going to lure you out here. It may not be,
Exactly.
it could be innocent, whatever. I mean,
Yep.
but
And that's exactly why he said, nope, meet me
yeah.
in the lobby. And then,
Yeah,
but now people are wanting to bash him because why couldn't you just do that? Well, because there's a reason why the judge said to meet inside the lobby of the police station where there's police officers there are cameras everywhere. Again, you guys, the lady that I talk about that's in jail right now for contempt of court for not paying her child support, she did the exact same thing. She said, meet me at the car, and there's a spot that does not catch cameras. Then she tried to accuse the ex-husband of doing something, and then she said that he kidnapped the kids. It was a whole thing in Texas. They chased the car down, had pew-pews drawn with the kids in the car, because she said he kidnapped him. When he didn't, he was picking him up for his visitation, and she did it all at the police station instead of meeting him in the lobby. He said, fine, no big deal, I'll pick him up at the car. It's just crazy. So no, 2K was 100% right by saying, nope, we are going to I follow the orders.
But I
orders.
do think that's something they could do, and I don't know if 2K ever watches this or if you people talk to him or whatever, but something, and I'm sure that Taylor or his attorney can probably address, but it's not often in California that they do this, but I think transition should be supervised. And it's easy. I think Bree should have to pay for it. But usually what happens is one party gets there 15 minutes before the drop off time and leaves the child with the supervisor, and then the other parent comes 15, that after 15 minutes, and then there's nothing, no need to communicate, no need to anything. But yeah, I mean,
That's a good idea.
she makes a lot of allegations, and it's really concerning for both parties, right? Because you don't want to
Yeah.
accidentally get caught up in something. And yeah, so
Well,
I think transition should be supervised. But so that would be ideal. And then the older that he gets, it'll be easier. But right now he's just so little that.
Yeah.
But they should have no contact, none. I don't even think that they should be using our family wizard.
Yeah.
So.
No, I agree. Isn't it that way? Right. That is why it's at the police station, is because of that. But again, now, like I said, she's trying to say, instead of meet me in the lobby, meet me at the car. Well, that could be a whole setup, right? And like that just said with the other case that I'm following, she did it, and there's blind spots in there, right? So she was able to get away with what she did. So
yeah, that's
the whole thing is just crazy. But that case is in Texas.
People are crazy. Like it's not funny. I'm not laughing because it's funny. It's so shocking, and it's interesting because there's a whole side of TikTok that has this philosophy that like nobody lies about abuse. Oh, can I say that? I'm sorry. I don't want to get things.
No, you're good.
Anyway, that nobody, lies about this, but in custody cases, I see it so much, so much.
Yep.
And
I will ask us.
I feel it's tough. It's really hard to be in a situation like that where you're constantly being accused of stuff like that. And if Bri continues to accuse, then I do think that that's something that would warrant supervised visitation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I have a client who's been on supervised. The parents actually flip-flop between who's supervised, which is so crazy, but the mom will not stop accusing dad, who's my client, of abuse. Will not stop. And every time she sees the kids, she looks for something, or she makes like one of the kids will say something kind of out of pocket, like kids do,
Right.
And she will just she'll call DHS immediately. And because she won't stop, she will not get off supervised parenting time. And it sucks for the kids because they want to see her more and, whatever. But it's anyway.
That has got to be so frustrating, because I'm not a fan of supervised visitation per se. Again, I'm also not a fan of the whole CPS system, but supervised visitation is absolutely necessary in some situations, and I truly fully believe that the judge gave her unsupervised visitation right now to basically, here's the rope, do what either cut it or, right? Because with supervised visitation, it's just not a normalcy, right? She has time to prepare food or snacks, or thank you, Ashley, or whatever it is that she does, right? She has time to prepare that. Well, that's not the real world. When you have a cranky toddler or whatever, you actually need to see how it is that they're going to handle things, etc. But I think if she can't follow the rules, then she may very well go back to supervised visits. So before I get yelled at, even though I've already answered this, but I know you guys are tired of my answers, you guys want to hear AA's answer. They're blowing me up in the comments to ask you about the parenting classes.
Oh.
About her not taking the parenting class.
I don't know. Guys, I don't know. They don't really mean that much. I know you guys say that when I say this, but they don't.
Well, no, because it's true. I said the same thing too. You guys, the 12 weeks of parenting class, she said, if you want visitation in California, you must take parenting classes, the 12 weeks of parenting classes, you must have a residence, and you must not have any issues in your visitation. That was to have visitation in California. At least that's how I read it.
Yeah. Yeah. So she's just not going to have a change. But you guys got to remember, like, she did some crazy shit and still got unsupervised parenting time. So the likelihood that that changes at this point is slim. I
Right.
do think that there's some avenues, and I don't want to give them really away, so I hesitate to like even say, but I do think that there's a way to address this Santos situation through the DVRO. But I'm not going to go into too much detail about
Message
that.
me later and tell me all the
Okay.
details later offline.
But I do think that there's a way to address it. I just don't know if they really want to, not because they don't care, but just because it's like, it's just so much chaos, and it's so like they really need like stability and finality in their court order.
Yeah.
And I think the hope, I think, and I don't know, I don't talk to either of them, but I think the hope would be that eventually it just kind of dies down, and either she goes away, like
Right.
she kind of gives up, or she steps up, but I do think that they just sort of need some like finality here.
I I wholeheartedly agree. And that's what I think too, is I think that she's gonna find out that visitation's not gonna be in California. She'll have to continue whether it's unsupervised, and I truly hope that the judge doesn't continue this whole thing of 3 weeks off, 1 week on, because that's not the best, right?
It's
Um
terrible. It's so
yeah,
bad. You and
I
I
would
talked about
hope.
that last time too. It's so
Yeah,
bad.
I truly think it should go to every other weekend. And I think she'll eventually give up, especially if in fact she is pregnant and she can't travel on her own, whatever the case may be. I think eventually she will give up, especially she can't even handle baby W by herself. She says all the time, "Oh my God, it's been an hour and I need somebody else." Well, what are you going to do when you have another child? What are you going to do when you have a newborn and then you're seeing a toddler that really doesn't know you? You know what I'm saying? Like there's not really that connection there. It's going to be a shit show, and I that's not what I want. Again, I want to make it clear that's not what I want is for her to give up. But I would like for her to change and to be able to become the mother that baby W deserves. And right now she doesn't have it. She doesn't have it.
Yeah. It's really sad. It's really
It
sad.
really is. Hi, love.
But
Yeah.
but anyway, I just wanted to pop up and sort of defend myself a little bit. One, I don't think I really disagree with you on that. Maybe like I don't know that I've even really disagreed with you on anything.
No, you haven't.
Have I?
That's what blew my mind when I watched that video. I'm like, what video were they watching?
And I never made you cry, right? Like where was I when this happened?
That's what I'm trying to figure out. I'm
Curious.
like, where was I when this happened? They're like, oh my God, she's so upset. I can't believe it. Look at her face. But it just like now, like when as you're talking to them, I'm listening to you, but I'm also reading the comments. And so my facial expression, sometimes I'm as I'm reading a comment, I'm giving the message like, oh, okay, hi, or you know what I'm saying? I'm making facial expressions to respond to the comments. And they're like, oh, she's eating her alive. Look how upset she is. Oh my God. Then they try to say that I was in a relationship with John. Like, again, that's just crazy work. Um, like he's younger than my youngest child. Adore the guy, don't know him, but I like the fact of seeing a young man fight for his child. Because can we imagine, you guys, where baby W would be if John would not have stepped up? Because she was clear she didn't want to have him the whole time, which is why she kept giving John extra time. And then every time she's out, oh my gosh, I wish baby W could be at Coachella. Oh, I wish baby W would be here. He'd be back with the nanny. She just wasn't ready to be a mom. I do hope that she has grown and matured, and maybe if she is pregnant, she will do much better by this child. I always wish the best for that. I think every child needs two great parents, and I'm always going to advocate for positive co-parenting. So, I don't know.
Yeah, and I will just really quickly. I see a lot of the comments about what about Santos being with W, and I know you guys aren't gonna like what I have to say about this, but there is actually no usable evidence that he was. And I know, like, listen, I'm saying he
That you know
probably
of.
was
That you know of.
that I know of.
Right.
Touche. Yes, but like I just hear people like putting together the pieces, and that's great. Like, but that's not enough.
Yeah.
But I'm not saying that he's not. I'm not saying that he wasn't. I'm just
Right.
saying, like, you got to remember the view of the judge is just so, like, so narrow. And I see a lot of people in general hanging on things that are honestly like kind of minute. I mean, you have like a really big issue here with this mother who is like bringing up this random side quest is just like really not even important, and it's not even necessary. It's not even necessary because there's so many other things that are so crazy that, like, do you really want to spend hours, because it will take hours to have to put together the pieces, and for a judge to still maybe say, you got to give me something more? And and so, like, that's the thing. Like, so I don't know, you guys, like, I think it's terrible. I think they're really terrible. And I feel really bad for the baby. And he's not a baby anymore, but I just call him the baby because I don't like to say his name. But anyway,
Good little baby.
I feel so bad for him because he's clearly out of place. He is clearly being accessorized. I don't even know if that's like the way to say it, but he's just being used for, you guys have all called it out, yeah, for content and for,
Right.
So he's obviously uncomfortable. It's like so strange. And it's so strange to us. Imagine how it is for a little kid who, like, just has no clue what's going on. It's like 10 times worse for them. And so, anyway, like, does he really need to go down that path? The answer, unfortunately for you all, is no. Because there's so many bigger things that is like the biggest nothing. That's the biggest nothing.
Yeah, no, and I absolutely get what you're saying, because there is so much more stuff that would be easier to prove because that's not part of it. But let me ask you a question though. What if there is absolute viable concrete evidence that in fact he was there?
Well, I would just have to ask, like, what's the evidence? Because you know what like, the evidence has to meet certain code, like certain.
Okay,
like,
just take it from me. If there's concrete evidence that can be proven that he in fact was with him, it's take a word from me. I'm not right.
No, yeah.
Right. Then what do you think the judge was? And I know it's hard to say because, again, you guys, she's an attorney, not a judge, right? And so we can present anything we want to a judge. They get to make their ultimate decision. So she's not saying that this is what's going to happen or that the judge is going to say this. We don't know.
I think at the end of the day, it's just cumulative. And I did see a comment. I quickly glanced over at my phone and I saw a comment saying that AA just doesn't think that anything is worth using. And I'm like, well, I mean, there's just such big things. Like, you have to really pick. And so what happens ultimately in a case like this, when you have just like almost constant violations and almost constant things, you can bring it up and you could show it as a pattern, but it ultimately becomes cumulative. And there's so many bigger issues that are occurring here, really, that if it's brought up, sure, I think it's just another check mark in the box, that she's, kind of, she's showing her unfitness overall. But I don't think that that's going to be a very large part of this whole thing. I mean, it may be. I could be wrong. I don't know his attorney's strategy, right? I mean, maybe that is the strategy. I think that there's so much more. Not that I don't think anything is worthy. I just think that on TikTok, you guys pick up on a lot of things, which is great, right? And that is helpful. But the reality of it is can you string those together to make a coherent legal argument in front of a judge? And if you're saying that there is, like, actually, concrete evidence that happened, then yeah, I mean, I think it's going to be a problem for her. But really, it's just cumulative because she has so many other bigger problems.
Right. Basically,
she's not getting parenting time in California, y'all. I never said that.
she never said that. She said last time, absolutely not. And you guys, please be respectful. Again, it is such a blessing that AA gets to come here and give us a perspective from a different side. I am not an attorney. I do not work in California. I never have. I give you guys a different perspective as a social worker. So it's a blessing that she gives us her time. And she always says, I know you guys aren't going to like this, but we want to hear we want to hear the truth. I don't ever want just a yes person coming in and being like, oh, yes, that's exactly what's going to happen. No, I want to know the truth. And you guys, if you guys have been following me, you guys know that. So she's not flip flopping. She's given us the what ifs. And again, we don't know. She doesn't know either because she's not the attorney on this case or the judge, but she's given us what it is that she sees in the courtroom on a daily basis when she's in there. And again, yes, she's very unbiased. And again, she's not saying that it's not going to matter that he's not there. It's just she's saying it's cumulative. There's so much other bigger stuff that she's done that's, if it's needed, like kind of it'll come up in a sense, right? So she's not saying it's not bad. She's just saying that there's just so much other stuff that she's done, right?
I have a case out of LA, and the court put in their order on their own. This was not asked for. The kids have attorneys, and there was a partner of the other parent, and there was some testimony, very, very small amounts of testimony about this person, but it was pretty impactful. And the judge, on their own, it was not requested by either party, on their own said 100% no contact with this person and named this person. It's one line. It's separated out from everything else. It says, the child shall have no contact with this person at all, period. No physical, nothing. And it still happens. We know that it happens. I know that it happens. I hear about it from the child. The child tells the attorney about it. The child has its own attorney. Minors counsel in this case. And, it's like, but see, you got to understand, when you get to a point where a judge is on their own making orders like that, you have a lot bigger issues going on. And so, yes, this is an issue. Yes, we're going to address it and bring it up, but it's going to just be sort of like just another check mark in the box. Like, hey, listen, this keeps happening. This parent keeps doing this, and there's all these issues. And by the way, and the thing is I can't even bring it up. In representing my client. The child's attorney has to bring it up because the minors counsel can speak on behalf of the child. I cannot. That's hearsay. I cannot speak on behalf of my child, or on behalf of the child. I can. Right. So anyway, there's some exceptions to hearsay. Minors counsel is one of those. They can give recommendations. They can speak on behalf of their client almost as if they're the same voice as the child. And so they're able to address it. They will. We've talked about it, but it's a really hard thing to address and to enforce. I'm not saying it's completely unenforceable. I'm just saying it's really hard. And these parties have other things that are much more obviously a problem.
Guys, please don't spam the comments. I see your comments. Please do not spam them. Please.
What am I missing?
No, it's just I'm just seeing the same 5 messages back to back, and I don't like that. You will get muted. There's a girl in here that had the same judge, and she said she will not like that Santos was there. You guys, and I think with every case and every situation is going to be different. I agree. I don't think that the judge is going to be happy, especially since she spent so much time in making the statement about Santos. Like, she really dug in and she really spent a lot of time about Santos, right? And so I don't think she's going to be happy that he was there either. And again, Ayla talks not saying that she is going to be happy. She's just saying that it's cumulative. There's so much other stuff that they're going to have to talk about.
There is video of this mom, of Bri, saying she does not care about the court's order.
Right.
And she's showing she doesn't care about the court's order. It's all just cumulative. It's just the entire thing.
Yeah. That's going to take priority over stuff. Like, she's telling she's telling the judge, and that video will be played. Buck these orders.
Surely.
Yeah, I don't care about these orders, and then show that she break all of the orders. It's not a criminal case, you guys, and break all of the orders. The judge is going to be is not going to be happy about it. That's why we're saying she's not going to be able to have it go back to California and whatnot. You guys are talking about jail time in there. That is I know I talk
No,
about
it
another.
can't. No, you can't. In California, you can't. California contempt of court is quasi-criminal. Like you can. There is a potential for jail time, but I haven't seen any contempt filings. There may be. I just haven't seen any.
Yeah.
So that would have to be something that's brought to the court. But in some states, actually, Angie, you're in Washington, right? Because Washington is remedial contempt, Oregon's
Mhm.
remedial contempt. Like they don't really do like jail time is punitive,
Yeah.
punitive sanction, and California does do that. I mean, I'm not saying that they don't, but I just don't think it's like, what's it gonna do, guys?
Right.
Like, and I think it's California is it would have to be a pretty egregious. I'm not saying it's not egregious. I'm just saying it would have to be pretty like.
And it takes a long time. The other case, because I'm talking about another case, like I said, where the mom just got sentenced to 6 months, but it's a 3-to-1, day served. So she's going to serve 2 months because that took 5 years. That was 5 years of not following all of the judge's orders, not paying a penny on like. Bree's not going to get jail time this time. She's going to get punished in a sense, right? She's going to be punished. I believe this is my opinion. I don't know. I don't work in California. I'm not an attorney. I don't care either way. She's going to get punished by the fact of not being able to have him come to California, or possibly maybe go to, who knows what's going to happen. We don't know, but that's going to be the punishment, or maybe having to pay John's attorney's fees because it's going to extend it
Yeah,
out because she's not following the orders, right? So it's going to be her pockets that are going to be hurt, and it's going to be the fact that she's not going to have W in California. She's going to get hurt like that, not jail time.
and the thing here's the thing too about this particular person is that even if 2K, which he likely will, based on the behavior, get an award for attorney's fees, which doesn't happen often in California, but based on what I see, I think that there's good cause to order attorney's fees, but Bree's never going to pay them, and it is a huge headache to collect on these judgments. So really, like it sucks. It sucks for him, but the nice thing about it is that he has sole legal custody. He pretty much has a say. He seems to be he's doing so much better. In the beginning, he was like filing stuff all the time. And I was getting up here saying, oh, he's just really got to stop this because it's like, he's like railroading her, and he stopped. It has stopped. And there has been really bad things that have happened, but he stopped doing that because at some point, like I said, it just gets to be too much,
Right.
And right now he is able to protect the baby. There are 7 days that he is sort of probably on pins and needles and not sleeping, right? But I think if there's any bright side to a parent that's streaming their child all the time, which I so seriously disagree with, but if there's any bright side to it, it would be that he could at least see.
Right.
Um,
Especially
you
not
know,
being clothed. That drives me insane
oh, it's
that
terrible. It's
she is
really
bundled
horrible.
up and that baby is in a freaking diaper the entire time. And again, working in community protection, so I worked with a lot of offenders. I work with a lot of people on the criminal side, right? So my mind always instantly goes to the day, especially the type of work industry she's in, that brings those type of viewers in the schmeck world, right? And now you have a child just there in a diaper, and I know exactly what can happen, and it just infuriates me to the fullest. Either have the child clothed or don't have them on at all. And I
Well,
don't
I
know.
mean, I just think that that the child should not be on at all. But
I agree.
if there were to ever be a bright side to it, I'm just trying to like, you know,
Yeah.
at least he can see, so, but anyway, yeah, it's pretty crappy. So, but I just also, somebody else said in the last live too, and I think I may have said this then, and I would just reiterate it again, is that she's already on a very restrictive parenting. Like people are up in arms. Oh, if the judge doesn't do anything, then they need to get, in trouble and, all of this stuff. And it's like, she is on a very restrictive parent. This stuff California doesn't order stuff like this that often.
Yeah.
They really don't. So, and again, I'm sorry, I'm not laughing. It's not funny, but, you know, I, she's on a pretty restrictive, I don't know. I don't know how much more the court could take away and still be reasonable to the baby. And I do think somebody else said, and we're talking about giving her regular weekend visits. I actually do think that would be better. It's a shorter time frame,
Absolutely.
and it's more frequent. Well, it's not even more, it's less days, I think, if they were to do like every other weekend.
Yeah, technically it would be less days, but it would be more frequent, and it should be in the same location so that he can have some normalcy. Kids need normalcy for them to feel comfortable. Because you got to figure, especially when they go 3 weeks, you see the first few days, because she posts everything online. That is the only positive thing, and I say that every time. The only good thing about her streaming all the time is that we can actually see that the child is okay now. We know what's going on. The first few days, the child is absolutely miserable. He's confused, he's crying, there's no rhyme or reason as to what's going on, and she's constantly in her face. And by day like 3 or 4, Bree's over it. She's done, she's irritated, and he's just now kind of getting comfortable with, okay, so this is the person I'm supposed to be attached to. And she's complaining, oh my god, he's always on me, like he just always wants to like, I don't want to be touched at all. And it's like, so she 3 days every other weekend, Friday through Sunday would be better. And again, there has to be consistency, routine. Like, there just has to be that for kids. Kids thrive off of discipline, consistency, uh, routine, all of that good stuff. And hopefully, eventually, they can communicate, and even as he gets older, even come up with like their, match up what their routine is, right? So same bedtime, food, dinner, all that. But that's way down the road. That's way, way, way down the road. We're nowhere near that.
Yeah, yeah. I, you know, never mind. I won't say what I think about.
Okay.
I want to say it, but then I don't want to get live about it. But maybe I'll just say it. A part of me just wishes that she would just stop this right now and sort of let 2K get the baby to, like 5 or 6, and then file a motion in Texas to get parenting time. And by that point, she would be older, more matured, maybe, I don't know, hopefully not another kid on the way. I don't know that I believe any of that, but, you know, um, and more importantly, the baby is old enough to like,
Understand.
speak,
Mm-hmm.
say what's going on.
Right.
And not that he should choose, but can at least, you know,
Absolutely. At that point, then he can say what's going on, and he's going to be at the age at that point to where he's going to be able to understand where 2K is going to be able to sit down and be like, so this is your mom, right? And so I want you to spend time and start. I've been saying this for the longest time. You guys always think that we see things so differently. I've been saying this for the longest time. I feel like Bri is doing this to get to the point. It's not that she doesn't really want to be there right now, but she wants to be like a perma victim, right? She doesn't want it to be like, I walked away, thinking that would make her a bad mom. In reality, it would make her the best one if she would just go to John and say, listen, I'm not in the right place right now. I'm not capable of being the mother that I know he deserves. Please take care of him. Give me some time. Let me get my shit together. But just promise me that when I'm fully together, you and I can have a conversation, and you'll let me back in, and then slowly start to rebuild, right? So it should start with first phone calls, and then video calls, and then a couple hour visits, whatever the case may be, however it's done, and then it would be probably down in Texas. But that would absolutely 100% be the absolute best thing, because then baby W would understand what is happening. Right now, he has no clue. All he knows is that he is great for 3 weeks with dad and grandma, and all of a sudden, he just gets dropped off. And he's looking at dad and grandma like, what the fuck are you guys doing? Why are you guys leaving me? Like, he
yeah,
looks miserable. He would understand then. So yeah, I've been saying that forever. I wholeheartedly agree.
yeah. I mean, and I hate to say this too, but also the possibility of just like having her like take him to a park for an hour. I don't know why there's just this like crazy fight for her to like have overnights and time in LA. Like it just, it's very crazy and chaotic, and it's like very clearly not in the best interest of the baby. But I mean, even if she were to like go out there one weekend a month and have like a couple hours Friday, Saturday, and Sunday to take him to the park, he will develop a much better relationship with her than trying to force this like weird long anyway whatever. I'm sure people really disagree with that, and that's okay, but that's like my personal opinion. I would never fight for something like that in court, but personally speaking, I think that that would be much more ideal.
Yeah, no, I know most people obviously in here agree with that. Now you're gonna have the Bri, the Bri supporters that are gonna absolutely hate it. But
But
again,
it's to help her too. She's not enjoying this either.
right.
Like this is no secret. Like she's getting on here saying she's not enjoying it. Like this is not enjoyable for anybody. Like it's
Right.
not.
How many
It's
times
not a.
has she said, she's like, I don't even really like this. Like, this is so boring to me. Like, who wants to do this? Like, this is such a boring age. He just, like, sits here. Like, he can't even talk to me or anything. Like, what am I supposed to do? I can't wait till he's 18 to 21. She says that all the time. So she's clearly not bonded. She's not having fun. He's clearly thriving and growing and doing great with his dad. So let him stay with his dad until she grows and she's ready. And again, he'll understand because right now he does understand. I know, Gina, that's the whole thing, right? Is that he's needed for content. It's just content, but it cannot be that. I don't know.
Yeah, it's just really sad, and I think that there's got to be some type of middle ground here, you know. But
Right.
who knows?
I absolutely agree. So, um, when she has a new baby and can have extra, right? Exactly. Yeah. When she has a new baby, she's not gonna need baby W then, right? Which is so sad and disgusting to even say. But
Well, I don't do. Is this something that we are believing? I don't know.
I'm
I really
I
have to ask because I really don't know.
I don't know. Listen, I tell them all the time, if I get paid, if I got $1 for every time I was asked if she was pregnant, I would be well off. Okay. I have no idea. I say all the time, like it's possible. We know they doing the do because they posted it all over the damn internet. So it's possible, but I mean, she's been pregnant 6 weeks in one day for literally like 24 weeks. So who knows? Remember, in just a few days, the judge is expecting her to walk in due in 2 months. And also, I truly feel like the fact that the judge asked her attorney 3 separate times about the pregnancy, and each time her attorney switched that conversation around real quick. I think it's because the attorney knew she wasn't really pregnant and she did not want to lie under oath. That's my
Well, the
personal opinion.
attorney can't lie under like yeah, that's
We
a
can't lie to the judge, though, right? As an attorney,
of
or I
course
get to.
not. No,
Yeah,
absolutely not. But I mean, I
because the
I
judge
actually
asked her.
like. I know a lot of you guys don't like her attorney. I actually like her attorney. I think her attorney's doing a good job with what she's got. So
Yeah,
give her some slack a little bit. Fine, there's grammatical errors, there's spelling errors. I get it, but um,
it's the first of
but
the month. It's fine. It's the first of the month. We'll be in cohort. Listen, we're gonna go to cohort on the first of the month. It's
oh
fine,
my god.
people.
Okay, I know. Okay, so I'm not gonna justify those things. Okay, but I just think she's kind of like working with, a really crappy hand. And, we give a lot of grace to a lot of attorneys, like criminal defense attorneys who are defending really terrible people. Like you just had the Brian Walsh attorney. I mean, he kind of did a brilliant thing that didn't work, and good, it didn't work. I'm glad it didn't work. But anyway, so you get attorneys that have these really just sort of bad set of facts. And um, I do think that she could have answered the question in a way that was like, well, Your Honor, I'm not really sure. And, she could have answered it in some other way. I think
Right.
what attorneys can't do is they cannot solicit false testimony from their client. So I think the risk would have been that the judge would have been like, well, then ask your client, and then you can't solicit that false testimony if she does know But it would be really strange to me if her attorney did know why she would. I don't think she, I know you guys think she's a bad attorney, but I don't think that she would make the argument that she thought that she was, still actually pregnant, because she
Right.
was actively making that argument that she
Mm-hmm.
couldn't travel because of that. And you can't, her attorney wouldn't do that. She's not going to
That's
risk her license for Bri.
right. That's what I'm saying. That's what I didn't understand, that she was actively using that as argument, but then actively switched around, especially when she's when the judge says your client is with child, right? And she's like, oh, is what? She's like, with child. She's like, no, and then she went into something totally different, totally unpregnant, and she did that 3 separate times. So I was so confused as to why she did that. I'm like, is she doubting it, or maybe she doesn't know? And for those of you guys that are saying HIPAA, that has nothing to do with it. HIPAA violations, you guys, are medical professionals. A doctor or nurse couldn't come on here and release medical information. That would have nothing to do with her attorney
Yeah,
and the judge's question, when because Bree's the one that reported it to them, right? So I don't know, that's not HIPAA. No, she doesn't. She doesn't claim that she still resides at the MILF house. They
um,
asked for addresses from his birth to current, and she just, instead of putting the address of the MILF house, she just put the MILF house. She stayed at the MILF house from dates.
one of the people in the chat, I think, oh, I could be wrong. Never mind. I'm not even gonna guess. But somebody keeps on asking some good questions, all surrounding about. Well, first of all, I think one person asked what my strategy would be, what I would focus on, and then somebody, I think it's the same person, is asking about her address. Um, that is a far. That is where you want to focus on. You got a parent that wants parenting time in a state away from the primary parent, and she doesn't have a house. She hasn't had stable housing. She hasn't, that is so much of that is something that the court can tangibly say, okay, this is not good for the baby to be in a situation where he would be in a state that's far away, and that he would not have a stable place to stay and nobody to fall back on if something were to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody, in terms of like what I would focus on, the fact that she doesn't even exercise all of the parenting time. That's a huge deal. I don't care if it's because your Airbnb is out. I don't care if it's because of money or for whatever reason. What if that happens when you're in LA and you can't have the baby's family and their support system just go pick them up like you do now, right? When your parenting time is local and close. So these are things that are just far more like tangible for a court to be like, okay, this is not in the best interest of the child. That doesn't mean that I don't think that it is good for the baby to be around some of these crazy people. Like I don't think that, but that's just that's a much more like it's much harder to make that
Mm-hmm.
argument or that transition for a court. Whereas like there's tangible things that she cannot do. She has no house. She has no reliable job. What if something happens in LA? She has no support in LA.
Yeah,
The
no,
support that
no
she
family,
does have,
nothing.
exactly. And this is where you can bring up the bad people that are around, right? Because the support that she does have is not reliable. They're not, good people. They're not, whatever. So those are tangible things. And honestly, that's all the court really needs to see. That's it. It could be a very quick
Right.
boom, boom, like this is obvious.
For all you guys now, I'm loving this, right? Because I know what you've been saying and meaning, but it's cracking me up because the same people that are just like, no way, blah 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 blah, are like, yes, this is her. You guys, this is what she's been saying this whole time. Why would we focus on if Santos was there when there's so many bigger things, like the fact that she has no home, she has no car, all the things I've been saying. You guys, what sense would it make to be in California when there's There's no job that she has to physically go to, right? No brick and mortar that she has to go to. She has no home, no family, no support system, no house, no car, no nothing. Those are the things that the judge wants to focus on. The judges want to sit there all day and watch 80 hours of TikTok videos or whatever the case of videos of that. That's what she's been trying to say this entire time. Is that there's so much other tangible stuff that is a lot more important that the judge is going to be like, yes, those are the facts, than whether Santos was there. She's agreeing that she broke the orders, all of that. But let's get to the nitty gritty and the big hating stuff. So that's what she's been saying. So I've loved watching all of this unfold. Can't wait to see the video that comes out tomorrow about this. How are the people?
Oh gosh, I don't know.
Gonna twist this around. Oh my God, Angie paid AA Law Talk hundreds of dollars to come on and switch it around. Like some crazy bullshit's gonna happen.
Oh gosh, no. And then somebody did ask a good question about if she signs a lease like tomorrow in California, is that going to change anything? And the answer is no, because she hasn't shown that that's been a stable thing. So what would happen in that situation is, what would happen in that situation, she would have to at least show, I think, a reasonable amount, what I would argue for, and every judge is different, so this is sort of variable, but that she would need to show at least 6 months to a year, because I don't think she's actually ever done that.
See, I tell you guys, for all the, and really quick too, for all the people that come on here and say that I don't know what the hell I'm talking about, I said the same thing. I said, I don't care if she goes in and the day she gets back from Texas and signs a lease, the judge is still not going to take that as there's never been any stability. John has shown stability this entire time. He had a place, they got a bigger place, and they moved one time, but it's been the same area, so it's been straight stability. She's bounced from din 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 din.
But even if I've had clients that have moved around a lot too, and in that situation, the people who are around the baby are stable, so you still create a sense of stability. So even if 2K were to be moving around, the reality of it is that his support system is larger and also much more stable and consistent. And so I know a lot of people don't like that his mom helps him a lot, but that is a very positive thing in the eyes of the court. It's family involvement and it's support. And, I can't think of a situation where you have one parent that has no support system, very unstable people around, unstable, not unstable. That was bad verbiage. Sorry. And then you have this other parent who has, the same people around the child, who's a fairly stable living, even if he's moved. He has decent, isn't getting government assistance. I actually, it's the situation with Bri is strange because she's claiming she makes a bunch of money, but she has a fee waiver on file in court. I think she's getting state benefits. I don't know for sure. Please don't email live about that one. I think she is though, but anyway, but I don't know. But
we're the problems.
Well, yeah, right. So anyway, but so it's just the set of facts that she's working with is just really bad. That the fact that Santos is around doesn't really matter.
Right.
I mean, it matters. I'm sorry, people. It matters, but it's just not. You want something that you could directly show is not in the baby's best interest. And you have to go down this whole side quest about that. You just do, regardless if you like that or not. You'd have to go down a side quest. And courts don't like that.
Yes, because her OB is Planned Parenthood. Right, Angel. Angel said, I think she is because her OB is Planned Parenthood. Okay.
Right. Oh, yeah. See, exactly. Yeah.
Love Angel. Angel is another retired social worker. She actually is in California, and she actually did work for CPS in California. I know, like, she knows my disdain for CPS too. Not against her. I think I can't remember, but I think she worked on the dependency side. I don't know if she worked on the investigation CPS side, but anyways. Yeah, she just recently retired too, so we are TikTok twinsies. Both of us were in the field for 30 years and then started doing TikTok. Yeah, I absolutely love her. She's the best. And
There
somebody
have
asked,
been
I think it was Phoenix said that she requested. Oh, you were an investigator. That was. Oh, that's right. You did say it because she was down in Compton area back in the 90s and stuff when shit was really bad. So I do remember hearing that. Crazy. But Phoenix said that she requested to follow you. I'm just gonna put this out here. If you accept Phoenix's request before mine to follow you, you and
wait,
then you guys can make a video about her and I having beef, okay? Because I have
no.
requested for so long.
Wait.
She still
We
don't
talked about
follow
this
me. Oh
before.
yeah, here comes the story.
No.
Get the popcorn, guys. Let's come on.
Hey, you're gonna make me cry, and that's what the video is going to
No,
be about.
not
Okay?
that.
No,
Not that.
Listen, I have to like delete the app and re-download it, but there's something like inside me that doesn't want to do that because I cannot accept any of the requests. But
What?
but yeah, and then I brought this up before, and everybody told me I needed to delete the app and then like reload it, but I don't know. I'm like afraid to do that. I don't know
I would be
why,
afraid
but
too. But if you can't, yeah. But how are you supposed to be able to grow and do anything on TikTok if you
but I
can't?
don't really want to grow on. Like
Oh,
I just hear like I really only go live with you ever, and then I talk a lot of shit. So if you guys see,
I like it.
like you guys listen, sometimes I'll just be like doom scrolling in the middle of the night, and I'll be like, "That was a really dumb thing to say." I'm sorry, you guys can't judge me on
No,
my TikTok.
we like shit talking over here. It's okay.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I just like doom scroll, and sometimes I'll see something, and I'll be like, "That's dumb," or you know.
Yeah.
Anyway, um, but yeah. So anyway, that's the story about that. But anyway, um, I do want to answer a question though. After I just kind of like outed myself about talking shit on TikTok, is
Oh
that
goodness.
oh Samantha, see, my online presence is 99% shit talk. Yeah, I that's why people I sometimes people respond like, oh, it's a troll account. I'm like, no, I'm not a troll. I'm a real person. It's just why would I show you like anyway? Okay, but so a lot of people are asking about an attorney for the baby, and 2K hasn't asked for it, but I will just say that I don't think it's really needed in this case because she's being watched so closely by the court already. Um, that I just don't think it's like it's just an added expense.
I
And then
kind
I
of
also
I love that they ask me that because that I just got asked that multiple times this week and I just answered it and then they ask you and they get the same answer. I literally said verbatim the same thing. In this case it's not needed because she's watched so closely. It's just going to be a huge expense and nothing's going to come of it.
yeah, and um, I also have seen a lot about the psych eval and therapy, and I actually think that that could provide some useful information.
Mm,
But again, she's so limited right now. Um,
yeah.
and I still can't tell, like, okay, I disagree with her on like 100% of things. But what I can't tell is if this really is an online persona, and maybe there's some semblance of normalcy somewhere else
We'll get into
off
it.
of the TikTok verse because it's so bizarre and it's so out there
Yeah.
that I just really want to believe that this may be just a persona. Now, I still think that's wrong, and I still think it's really bad, and I just can't imagine having. Could you imagine being a mom, or no, being a kid and having your mom? Like, think about your age right now. If your
Yeah.
mom had an online footprint like that woman, I don't care if it's fake or not, right? Like, you could know your mom as being the most amazing person ever, but you know,
Again, guys, we just talked about this. We literally just talked about this yesterday, talking about another couple on here who do all these skits, but the skits is constant DV and I'm like, and they keep using infertility to get pregnant, and they just spit one kid after another. The kids don't and I'm telling you, I keep telling them, the kids don't know that it's a skit, it's torture. And I've also said about Bri, like when she did his like 1 month or 2 month photo shoot and she was in a white G-string tiny bikini, I'm like, when he's older and his friends come over, he's not going to want to have that up on the wall. Who wants to have their baby pictures of their mom in a G-string bikini? Like, those are the things I think about. Or when she did the TikTok and she was like, shows a picture of him and he's like, he doesn't know this, but in 16 years from now, I'm going to be dating one of his friends. What? What are you in
Yeah, I
16
remember that.
years?
Yeah.
Like,
That's
it's the crazy shit that she does. But no,
yeah.
I truly don't believe it is a persona. I truly do believe that she has some mental health stuff going on, and I think we actually saw some of that when the whole like kidnapping thing kind of happened. If you really truly watch it, you would kind of watch some of the behaviors of like the, you know, the clowning and don't do this or whatever. But then when she actually was going to give the baby back, there was a time point when she was like, so that's fine, he can have them, but this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna get in and get my mental health treatment. I need to get back my medication. I need to get my treatment done. So back on medication tells me that at some time and point she was on medication. And it was, and I don't believe a whole lot of what she says, but there are times when she breaks through and she does say stuff that are realistic. And I do believe at some time and point she actually even mentioned a something that she was diagnosed, and I can't remember 100% what it was, but she did say that she wanted to check herself into a dual diagnostic center, because she didn't say those words, but for mental health and RUG, she said that. And then she was like, and an anti-kidnapping class, which we know is fake. But anyways, there are some things going on with her, and I truly want her to get help. I want her to be the best person and mother that she can be to baby W and any other child that she ever has any time down the road. But she has to want it. We can't want it worse than her. And again, I don't come on here to bash her. This is all about trying to help other people understand the facts and the truth of it, or if they're going through a similar situation, to hopefully gain some type of insight. So that's what that's about.
Yeah, I mean, it just blows my mind because out of all the cases that I've had, I've had a lot, I mean, I've had a lot of mentally ill clients. Um, One of them just really sad. He was a veteran and he definitely had like schizophrenia or something. Did I tell you guys? I may have told you guys the story like a long time ago, but he like met this guy, this homeless guy. He was living in Portland. He met this homeless guy. And the homeless guy said his name was Adam. And so he invited him to stay at his house. And he like robbed him at knife point. He thought he was like Adam, like from the Bible, you know? Anyway,
Oh my
definitely.
God.
And then he was like telling people that like his in-law or ex-in-laws, you know, anyway, it's really sad. I don't need to delve too far into it, but I've had some very mentally ill clients before. He was my client on supervised parenting time, of course. Like, and people think that like when attorneys represent clients like that, like the goal is to get him off supervised, and that was never the goal. Like he's never going to be off supervised parenting time, but those girls love him, and he loves his girls. But my role was to just advocate for him so that he had a voice in court, but he's very clearly mentally ill. But I've just never seen anybody like this. You know, I've seen parents struggle with addiction and not be able to have you know, housing and make really bad choices. But gosh, I've never seen anything like this, guys. So it really just I feel like there's a part of me that's like, is it just like, I don't even know what it would be. What would this be? It's like a permanent manic episode or something. I mean, I don't know. I don't want to discount the mental.
This comment is so, and I, because you have the A's, so I guess, is it Tanya? She says, Bri's whole attitude changes. She is happy when she isn't with W and miserable when she is with him. And that is so true.
Yeah.
It is
But that's why
so crazily true.
but that's
Yeah.
what I go back to before earlier on this live. I even said like a part of me wishes that she would just like sort of step away until he's older and she can participate a little bit differently.
Right. Yeah.
Because right now it's just miserable for everybody,
Right.
literally everybody, including TikTok.
Right.
It's like,
800 of us in here, we're all miserable.
yeah.
Yeah. Nope, I agree. She sees parenting as a chore. That's why. Yeah. And like she said, she's like, this is just such a boring time. Like, oh my God, he doesn't do anything. And mind you, the grandbaby that I take care of every day is literally a month and a couple days younger than baby W. We have the most fun. Like today, even though she's super sick, my oldest son bought her this like rocking horse, and my daughter didn't like want like a realistic, like she just thought he'd get a rocking, but no, he got her like a realistic looking like horse that gallops and like makes the noise of the galloping and like so she's been terrified of it. So all day, so we spent so much time today like teaching her like how you feed a horse, and she does a lot of like imaginary play. Like it's so much fun. So when she said that statement, I'm like, there is nothing boring about teaching and getting to spend time with a child when their mind is the biggest sponge it's ever going to be in its life. It is so much fun getting to watch them learn and explore. But again, she would have to put her phone down and actually get down on the floor and hang out with him and get to do that. But she's missing out on all of those amazing moments, so that's on her. This is to me, I think this is like one of the best times to parent and grandparent because it's
But I do think
let's go, Sean.
I do think that the nice thing for W is not to be sad about this, but he does have such a good, strong support system. Even like I don't care if I hear all the things like, oh, they smoke, and they're like, whatever, like I
Yeah.
mean, we know that that's bad, fine,
Yeah.
but like he is so loved, and he is so um, I don't know, he's supported, and that's a really good thing. That's a positive thing.
Yep.
So
It's such a
I don't.
positive, loving support system.
Anyway, it's a very sad thing.
It really is. Yeah.
And
No,
I have a
she
ring
doesn't
reservation.
FaceTimes.
She does or does not?
She does not. I don't think it's ordered right now. No, it's not ordered right now. It was ordered, but she was not taking advantage of that. She never did one FaceTime visit. And so the judge said at this point, no contact at all, except for when it's around visits or during the visits. And again, you guys remember I told you guys, or I showed you the video of the aunt that lived in another state and had never met her niece in person, but they FaceTimed often. And the aunt flew in for the holidays to get to see her, and that niece took off running. Mind you, she's never seen her in person, but she saw her auntie only by FaceTime. She took off running and crying, T, 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 went running into her arms. So when people tell me that FaceTime is not the same, granted, it's not the same, but you can still build a relationship. Even though I live on the same property as my youngest grandbaby, and I see her every day, she still FaceTimes me every night. My other grandkids FaceTime me all the time. It's still a way to build communication. And again, then he also wouldn't forget her face. He wouldn't forget her voice, all of those things. I've even given Bri, for people who say that I hate Bri and I want her to fail, clearly haven't watched me for a long time. I have given her so many good pointers and ideas to do. And she just doesn't, because she doesn't want it, you guys. She has to, like I tell you guys, she has to want it. She has to be able to want to be a mother, and she has to want it more than I want it for her. And right now I feel like I want her to be a great mother more than she wants it. So I'm just here to keep putting out the correct info. That's it.
But the reality is she doesn't have to actually do that much, guys.
I mean, truly, it's not that difficult.
She just has to maintain a house and like be present.
Right. But her lifestyle and her party lifestyle and getting to travel is much more important. And Coachella. And at Coachella, because people asked her at Coachella, rules don't apply at Coachella, so you get to play in the snow at Coachella, and that's okay. It's not against the law because it's Coachella. And so she said that this year she was going to have Baby W in California, and she would take him to Coachella. And they're like, well, what about, the playing in the snow? And she said, well, that's okay because it's Coachella and he'll be with a nanny. No, that's not how it works. No, no, that's not how it works. No,
That's so crazy. There are people that bring kids to Coachella, though. It's pretty crazy.
blows my mind. I get anxiety watching Coachella videos. No way in hell. And I get it. I'm old, right? But even when I was young, I would not. That's no, that no, no. And then with kids, absolutely not. Absolutely.
Yeah. Anyway, I don't know. Anyway, it's really sad, but I just wanted to come up here and sort of defend myself because initially I was like, wow, I was getting. Y'all didn't think I was here, but I've been listening for a while. And then all of
Yep.
a sudden, I saw I was popping up in the chat. I'm like, all right.
All right, time to come out of the bushes. No, I
Yes.
kind of feel like I like you're always kind of here. Um,
Well, I listen to you because your voice is, I don't know. Well, I like you. I care about you, and I like to listen to you. I like your opinions. But your voice just, I don't know. It doesn't like I just put it on. I just put it on, and I'll be like doing the dishes or getting some of my kids to bed. I got a lot of kids, so
it's the I get that all the time, and it still blows my mind because I've always just been known as the loud, obnoxious one. But I think it's because I'm typically at sporting events. Plus, I was a cheerleader and I coached cheerleading for like 20 years, and so I'm just loud at stuff. And so for people to, anyways, I am having something come out though where I'm reading books to be played on YT because apparently my voice is soothing. So I was asked to try that, and so I was sent some books, and I'm gonna do that so you guys will be able to listen to me read books. I guess I don't know why people want to know that, but I use Angie's. I get that all the time. People will message me. They're like, "Oh my god, I listened to you to go to sleep." I'm like, "Man, for getting no action, I sure sleep with a lot of people at night."
Oh wow, okay.
Go
I
to
do that
sleep.
also. I just responded to somebody's comment with that said that they fall asleep to your YouTube. I fall asleep to your live sometimes. And then it's funny because I'll wake up to some like random live where like somebody's playing a video game or something because you've gone off live and
Yeah,
I've fallen asleep and then
isn't
and I'm
that the
like,
worst?
wow. Yeah, because it's like shooting games or something and
Yeah.
I'm not allowed to say that. I'm sorry. It's like
No,
pew
you're
pew
right.
games. And then I'm like, oh man, this is terrible. Why did
I
I
do
do
it. Yeah,
that?
I do it all the time. I fall asleep typically too. Sometimes, like if Mama Lou is live, oh, I'm on there, right? I'll do the same thing with Mama Lou because I think her voice is very soothing. So I'll listen to Mama Lou, or if she's not live, then I go to YT, and typically I'll listen to. There's like a certain judge that I really like that kind of has like a calm, soothing voice. I'll listen to that. But as soon as it's over and it goes into something else that's loud and people are yelling or the commercial comes on, it throws off my sleep. But yeah, so I get it. I've just never been told until this that I've had a soothing voice ever. People are usually like, "Oh, we knew you were here because we could hear you. You're so loud, we could hear you." But
Well, I love it. Anyway, so I'm always here listening,
thank you, love. I
but yes,
appreciate it.
and I have been seeing a lot of questions about this Our Family Wizard messages. I am kind of curious. I would before I go really quick. I'm just really curious. I'm wondering why everybody thinks that this is a really big or bad thing. I am just honestly curious because I
Me
is
too.
it in the court order that she's not supposed to do that?
No, I have a feel. You guys answer for those of you that are curious because when they ask me too, I'm like, I don't think that's a big. I don't know. Um, I don't know if they think because it's a court, like it's a private court thing, but you guys technically text messages are private too. Because they are tied to the court case, because it's on an app. I mean, so it makes sense. I get
Oh,
why people are saying, but yeah, it's not a big deal. You would think it'd be confidential.
yeah, it's not. I mean, the app is really meant for and I'll say so the app is really meant for you can tell when the other parents logged on. There's certified communications. Um, they really rose. So there's several apps. There's like App Close, which is free. Talking Parents, which I think they have like a free version, and they have a paid version. There's Our Family Wizard, which is like pretty pricey. Um, but they really rose in popularity during the time where text messages kind of exploded. I'm
Interesting.
old. I'm old also, Angie. So it used to cost us like 10 cents a text to send. Do you remember that? It used to like
Oh,
cost
I
like it
do.
was so expensive. And so there it in court it was like hard to introduce text messages because of a couple of things. So evidence has to meet certain rules, and so it was really easy for text messages to become inadmissible, or you're unable to use them in court. And because maybe somebody else sent the text message, maybe my kid got my phone and sent my
Mm,
message, maybe my friend, my neighbor down the street came in and saw my phone on the table and was like F you in text message, and that wasn't
that
me.
makes sense. Yeah.
And so they're becoming, text messages though in general are becoming more accepted, and used as evidence. But these apps rose to popularity during that time where it was kind of like this, they were really expensive, they weren't really used that much. And then you know so what they
Sense.
do is they certify that you have been the person to log in. So my neighbor cannot come in and find my phone and then text somebody, right? Because you have to log in, you have to put your password in, and what have you. And then they also show when the message was read, so you can't say, "Oh, I didn't get this message," or "Oh, I didn't send this message," or whatever. So they're certified communications, so they're almost 100% of the time admitted as evidence. Um, Whereas text messages, there's some gray, but they're not meant to be necessarily private. I will also say that pickups and drop offs at like police stations and fire stations, it's not for like safety. So, like a police officer can come out and save you. Um, it's because those cameras are always working and can record. Whereas, like, if you meet in a public place like a Target parking lot or a Walmart parking lot, it's sometimes their cameras may not be working and there's no real duty to keep them working. So it's not necessarily for like safety. A lot of people think that, oh, if we meet a police station, it's because there's police that are right there that can come out if something happens. And that is true, they can, but they don't like to, and they oftentimes won't. But anyway, it's really just for the video footage, which you can also get as a FOIA request. Whereas if you were to meet at like a Target parking lot, and this is just something to think about for people who are trying to craft their own parenting plans. It may be difficult to get the security footage from a Target parking lot if they have it.
Yeah.
So
Very
anyway, so
true.
that's the reason. Isn't for like, oh, it's so unsafe that we have to meet the police parking lot because there's police there. It's because the cameras. So
Really fast, Savvy put in here that the app, the Our Family Wizard app, when you register, it actually, she says the app states in the registration not to share with a third party. So that's why maybe other people, they were asking a question, maybe they use it, and maybe that's why they were asking, could it be trouble? I still think that I would stick with the fact that that's going to be a minute part of everything on the bigger scale. There's so much other stuff to talk about, but it makes sense if the app says that. Yeah.
oh yeah, I don't know about their terms of service, but the issue would be then with Our Family Wizard, not with the parties.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, but yeah, I don't see any issue with it being. I mean, well, wait, hold on. It's not that I don't see any issue with it. I just don't see any like real. You shouldn't do it.
Right.
Stupid. Like, why would you even share that anyway? It's embarrassing.
Yeah.
It's embarrassing that you have to use an app to
Right.
talk to your co-parent. Like, that's not. Oh boy.
Yeah, it makes no sense, but she said that she did it because she had to prove that she in fact did ask him to take the gifts. So that's why she showed it. Yeah.
Yeah, and the whole gifts thing is a tough. I have some parents who are like, um, kind of crazy about that. I don't really get it, but
Yeah.
but it's there are some parents that care. They don't.
I didn't think about it. I thought about it with saying no. I thought about it in the aspect of I likely would have said no too for a couple of reasons. After Christmas, my kids' rooms were already full with everything that I got. I'm not bringing a bunch more shit into my house, right? Call me a stingy parent, right? Maybe if there was something the kid really liked or something, but also more importantly, is she going to want it back each time she comes for a visit? So now I'm going to have to keep track of everything because she's going to want it back for the visit. So I'm not being the keeper of your shit either. Um, and then three, why would, since she's so in her mind, this is my last trip to Texas, why would you not want the toys in California for his room, which is what he said? Why wouldn't you just want that? Or doesn't he need them for his room or something along those lines?
Yeah, but I mean, like, come on. He
But
doesn't have a room in California.
well, he can't. But she's the one that keeps
I
saying it.
know. It just
But
was a
then
jab.
somebody,
It was a jab. Listen,
right?
it was a jab. It's okay. We can call it what it is. Okay, it was a
It
jab.
was.
That's
But then
okay.
somebody brought up a good point yesterday, and I don't even think about this stuff because I'm old and I'm not tech savvy. That what if she would have put like like a device, like a listening device or a tracking device or something? We don't know that she would have, but I would have never even thought about that. And then when they said that, I'm like, oh my god, that makes so much sense. Yeah, absolutely not. No, I would never accept anything from anybody because I would
Oh,
never think
we
someone
think
would do
about
that.
that. Oh, attorneys, we think about that. I mean, that's like the first thing that we think of. But
Yeah,
you can,
exactly, Angela.
you know, but yeah, I mean that is a concern with like stalking and tracking.
Yeah, so
Actually,
I think it's a good thing that he didn't accept them.
yeah, some
Um,
parents just don't do it though in general. They're like, nope, that what you get stays at your house, and I think it's fine either way. I don't see an issue. Like I don't know if I would have an issue
yeah.
with it
Well, I
because
think
I'm
that
just not in
I
that
feel like,
situation.
and maybe that's just the way that I co-parented. What I bought stayed at my house, and what their
Yeah,
dad bought stayed at their house. So that
yeah.
way, they again, it goes back to. But again, I like to have normalcy and consistency with my kids, right? What happened at mom's house when they went to their dad's house, they know that they got their what toys were going to be at their dad's house, where their bed was, what their bedding was. It was just that consistency, and that's what I'm saying that baby W doesn't have. How is he supposed to get comfortable being with her, or even knowing her at his young age, being 3 weeks without her, and every single time he sees her, they're in a different home. So again, there's no normalcy with the home. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like, and again, let's rewind back to when he was even younger, to where he wouldn't have known because he was in the months, right? A few months. But John made a parent to each time that he had to change an Airbnb because he didn't know he was going to be out there for 6 to 8 months. That each time he had to change an Airbnb, he rearranged the room so everything was in the exact same thing so that the baby didn't know it was a different place. See, that's the thinking of a father, not just a
Or a
dad or just
parent,
a random
a
having the
parent.
kid. And she doesn't think about that. Like, why not even try to rent the same Airbnb every single time to try to have some normalcy? So when W walks in, he knows, oh, this is mom's place if she's not going to rent an apartment.
I thought she couldn't even rent Airbnbs.
She
Is she
can't. She
here?
has
Somebody said Cher Burner's here. Is she allowed to even rent? Are you allowed to rent Airbnbs, please?
she can't rent Airbnbs. Apparently she has her one of her mods or somebody rent them for her.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah. She's very lacking on the maternal instincts. That's why she just can't wait for him to be 18 to 21 so they can go drink. I don't know.
that
Some
isn't
Joseph
that
are always in my lives. Always.
isn't that not allowed for Airbnb?
It's not allowed. They don't get listen, they don't follow any rules. Rule to them, they truly think that rules just
But
do
again,
not apply to them.
but I would say that that's actually a bigger thing than not just being there, right? Like you have to have somebody else get your Airbnbs for you. They're not consistent. And what happens if something happens with that person? If you're not following those rules and then then you're going to lose getting anything. Well, then what are you going to do? So like those
Exactly.
are really tangible issues for a child.
Right.
So anyway, but all right, guys, you can hate me. That's okay. I don't care. But
No, they don't hate you.
just
They love you.
but um I think the court in this case is stuck in a tough situation with trying to give parenting time that also protects the child. And I think that it's already restricted, and there probably doesn't need to be much more restriction right now
Yeah.
at this point. It doesn't mean that I agree with everything. Just
Right, Elle? That's how funny would that be? If it's their own mod that's been leaking the Airbnb addresses this entire time, she's the one renting them when they've been blaming me and John. Again, I still cannot fathom how I would have anything to do with this when I clearly don't know how to do anything
well,
tech savvy.
that's another issue.
I
That's
don't
a
get it.
tangible. That's also another tangible, issue.
About the address
That
getting.
yeah. I mean that's what's going on here. Yeah, that's a big deal.
Yep. Yeah.
Especially with the polarization of her persona, or maybe it's not just a persona, but I mean, that's a serious concern,
Yep.
safety concern for the child, for sure.
Yep. No, I
So,
agree. I agree. Well, as always, I so appreciate you coming up
well,
and explaining everything. I think a lot of people, because yeah, you guys remember yesterday, was it yesterday or the day before when she came up? You guys remember she said she couldn't come up. And then she came up, she says, I only have a few minutes. So she wasn't able to sit down and really explain things to us in detail like she did tonight. So let's not just beat her up because she comes in and tries to help and says that, well, that's not the most tangible thing, so we have to like look at that. Let's, give her some grace, give her some, she's, again, she doesn't know the entire case, and I'm just, she's giving you guys her opinions just like I give you my opinions, and I just am so appreciative and thankful that she comes up and gives us what she does. And then none of us really know what's going to happen. We'll all find out in probably August sometime when the case finally gets to something. So
yeah, I think just I yeah. Somebody did ask, and I think it's been asked a couple times about a Coogan account, and I don't know the answer to that, you guys. I think it's tough. The law isn't clear to me if she would need to, but it's written very oddly. I think there are some laws, well, a lot of them that exist, laws that exist just to sort of make people feel good. I actually think that one was kind of one of them, where like California's like, oh look, we're protecting the kids, but it's just really unclear on how to do it, because I think like a certain percentage of your content would have to be centered around the child, but her content isn't like it's not mommy content. It's
right.
like just laying around on a couch with, I so anyway, I don't know the answer to that. I think, I mean, she should just start by paying child support, y'all. I don't even know that we need to talk about a Coogan account, okay? Like, I don't think
Yeah.
she's even supporting. Maybe she is paying child support. I don't know, but
No,
I don't think
she's
so.
not paying any child support or anything towards the child. Now, a lot of people said that he hasn't requested it, but when we read the transcripts, his attorney did say that child support and attorney's fees are at the I can't remember the exact, but basically the last stage or the latter stage
Yeah.
of that, and that is to come up. So we don't know. He may request it. And then someone asked what a Coogan account is. A Coogan account is a law that passed in California. Most are basically for like child stars, because their parents were taking the money, so then the kids would become of age, and then the kids didn't have any money left. And that also pertains to social media. Remember all the YouTube kids that when the family channels were really, really big? So there is a law. I don't know the law in depth. I just know that there's a law that if you are making money and your child is a part of that, or they're an actor in a on your channel, whatever, they have to have a Coogan account. I think it's like 20 or 25% or something that has to be put in there. And I can tell you that John does have one. He made a video about that he has a Coogan account.
But he doesn't, I feel like well, I mean, I think, okay.
Yeah, he doesn't have to have one because he's in Texas, but
Yeah.
he does have one because he just wants to have the money. So he wants his 15%. Thank you. He just wanted his son to have that. So
Yeah, so but I just Angie, I honestly don't know the answer to that question. We don't come across that a whole lot. It's
yeah,
really meant for like child star, like people who are, it's really meant for like kid models. Like if I were to take my kids to LA to be in a Nickelodeon show or something, it's really meant for like that. And then also they did a new revision, or added some stuff to it very recently to encompass like mommy bloggers. I'm doing air quotes, you guys can't see me, but to encompass mommy bloggers or family content. And I think that the definition of like content is where I'm getting hung up in my own, sort of like legal brain, is like, what does that actually mean? Because I would consider it as being, like what was that? Frankie, Ruby
Oh,
Frankie, where she was like,
yeah.
doing the daily vlogs, or like when I see people, there was a family blogger before that oh gosh, their calendar got accidentally shown, and it was like 8 a.m. film the kids hugging dad goodbye, like that kind of
Oh,
stuff,
wow. Yeah.
So for me, I don't consider what she's doing content. Like she's just streaming and the baby's just sitting there. It's not like
Right.
content. But I know what you guys are saying. Like it's
Oh,
content
was
about being
that
a
the
bad mom.
Coogan?
But anyway, so I don't know the answer to that. Honestly, I just, in full transparency. But my hang up on it is just that I don't feel like it's his content. Like she's not making him perform for the videos. Whereas like I'm trying to think of somebody who does it now. I don't even know. Do you guys know of any
Well,
influencers now that like
I
they show their kids like opening presents and being like excited, like the LeBrant family? I guess I don't know. I'm
I learned
old, but
about it from the Ace family. That's how I learned
yeah.
about the
Okay,
Coogan thing,
there you
because
go.
they actually did a video. The Ace family did a video on the Coogan account or the Coogan law and whatnot, and how that came out, and how they had to open up the accounts for the kids and what goes into it and blah blah blah. So
Yeah.
that's how I learned about it. I don't know who
Yeah,
the
but
Ace family's
they're
are.
like being recorded, like doing stuff, right? Like their kids are like essentially performing as content.
Right, right.
So anyway, I'm not saying that she shouldn't, or that she legally doesn't have to, because I don't know. But in my mind, I feel like it's different.
Right.
So I don't have a real concrete answer for you on
And
that,
you guys, for
actually.
those of you guys that are spamming saying it is content, we grasp it. And she's saying, so she was asked the question, and she's saying, I don't know the law. I'm just thinking that. So again, that doesn't mean that she's saying that she shouldn't or she should. She's not giving an answer because she just said, I don't know the law. I'm just, is that considered, what's considered content? She would have to look into it. But again, is that going to, if she doesn't have one set up for him, which she very likely does not, but if she doesn't, is that going to affect her court case? Absolutely not. So that's for them to handle down the line. They can figure that out down the line. I will no longer be following this case at that point. Again, I promised you guys, when all of you guys started following me, when I first started doing the first court docs, and you guys were like, oh my god, now it makes sense. It was so confusing before. I promised you guys I would stick this out through the end of this case, right? Once this is done with Baby W, I will no longer be talking about Bri&SANOTS. I don't care if they have 11 million kids and they break up and they go through the nastiest. I don't care. I have zero interest. I will not be following that case at all. Okay. So again, I say that a lot, many times a week, but I want to put it out there again.
You know what I want to know, but you may not know. But I don't think you were on live, but Perez Hilton was on live, and I like grew up with him. And
Of
so
course, Miss Messy Boots Perez Hilton. We talked about him. Yes,
okay, yes,
I
okay.
love
So
him.
he was on live, and like I don't know if it was like Ashley Trevino or if it was Santos who requested, but they were together. And then I found out that she had gotten arrested, and I
Yes.
like wanted. I don't know anything about any of that stuff, but
Oh well, honey, we can talk about it. I can tell you.
like, wait, she got arrested for real?
She did. She got arrested. She had a warrant out, and she got arrested for welfare fraud.
What?
Yes. And so in the beginning, the way that the way that her charges were written up, I was like, that doesn't sound like actual like welfare fraud. It sounds more like because it was like signing of legal documents for something. And I worked for a very short time. I did welfare fraud cases for like a year, but that was decades ago. Um, and so first I was like, was it from the dental office? Because they were saying it was from 2019, but it ended up being 2019 to 2024. It's for welfare fraud because she received medical and food stamp benefits and did not report her income. Well, she then comes on and says, "You guys, stop it." No, when my kids' dad died, mind you, he was an illegal here, right? So she didn't get survivor benefits for him, nothing. But she says they just randomly send in me a food stamp card and said I just got food stamps, and I called him and I'm like, dude, why did you guys send me this? Do you know who I am? Like, I don't need food stamps. They're no, like, you automatically get it. That is absolutely I can tell you, for working there for 20 years, that is not how that works. You have to go in, you have to apply yourself, you have to provide all the verification for all members of your household, where you live, provide verification of the lease, your pay, like absolutely everything. Your car makes a difference, like all of it. So no, she lied in order to get her food stamps. So that is what she is being looked at right now,
Oh
undocumented.
my gosh.
Yeah, so that's what she got arrested for.
I mean, I am surprised that they're prosecuting for that, but I
Yeah,
am that's a pleasant surprise. Like
yeah. Yeah,
wow.
every 6 months. Now, back when I was doing it, listen, you guys, this is how long ago I worked there. We didn't even have computers. We calculated that shit out by hand, and you had to do a monthly certification every single month. You had to recertify for food stamps way back then. Um, and yeah, it was crazy. Then we went to 3 months, and now it's every 6 months you recertify. So she would have had to have done that every 6 months. Again, I haven't worked for the department for a very long time, but it used to be that when they started really prosecuting, because we used to not really prosecute, but when they really started prosecuting, especially for food stamps, the first time you just had to pay everything back. A second offense was you were completely ineligible for, I think, like 6 months, and a third offense was a lifetime ban. You could never get benefits again. It doesn't matter what your situation is, and each one of them can carry jail time because food stamps is a federally funded program as well. So all of the
Wow. So
all of
she
that
got
crazy stuff, but yeah.
arrested. Dang. And so then how did her and Santos get like hooked up again? I
I
you
think
don't have
because
to
he
tell me
was
all
just
this, but
money. I think their views are low. Bri has been bananaed off of pretty much every app. She just kind of keeps creating new apps, but she's been bananaed off of Kick, TikTok, and Snapchat. Then creates new one, but I think it takes a while for her to build up to get money back. I don't know. They know going around. Ashley is going to bring in more views, so who knows?
wow. Okay, well, I just saw that go on, and then it was so weird because Santos was like she was like answering questions, and then Santos like
I think I heard that.
logged her off that live. I was like, what? I wanted to hear the answers to these questions.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, he kicked her off. Nope, that's what happened. So we will see. But listen, Ashley's another one who cannot tell the truth for nothing. I don't know if they all just think that none of us ever had jobs in our life and don't know, or still don't have them, and don't know the system or whatever. But I had a lot of people reach out to me that said, I work for them, blah blah blah. This is how it is. I'm like, yeah, I know, I work there too. So yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, I heard that she got kicked off of Kick. I don't know specific. I don't know that to be a fact because I don't do anything with Kick, and I do know that the Snapchat is Ruby's, and I can't remember whose TikTok she ended up taking over. And I don't even know why she got banana. To be perfectly honest with you, I have absolutely no idea why she got all of her accounts bananaed. I don't know. But Santos is talking about
Oh.
how he's going to get everyone else's banana. How come you can't save your girls then? Like, what? What are you talking about?
And then I also wonder, like,
Mhm.
like I've been in my career for quite some time now, and so I do see like people who lie a lot, but it's just so interesting to me to see such a large group of people who just lie about everything. in
blows my
one
mind.
small place. I'm like, wow, is it that the internet is bringing us all together, or is it not together in like that way, but making
Yep.
it more accessible? I don't know, like I don't know. It just seems so crazy. All the people who I see lying on
It's literally it's crazy. Yeah, it's the whole situation is just crazy. Um, yeah, I do agree with that
TikTok.
too about her doing stuff like that just to try to hide money. Angie, she lost her. Oh, she did. Okay, I was gonna say, I swear, I thought I remember that she had lost a deal with Kick. Yes, they are definitely in Delulu land.
That's Ashley Trevino lost her deal with Kick.
Oh,
I don't even understand what Kick is.
Kick is another. I don't know what we're supposed to be saying, but it's another streaming platform. I don't care for it, and I won't use it because of some of the stuff that they approve and some of the stuff that goes on over there. It's not with my morals, so I absolutely positively will not support Kick. But and even Ashley has been kicked off of TikTok many times. And then someone literally just sent me a message the other day and said, "This is Ash's new TikTok account," even though I don't really watch her or follow her. But I love that my people keep me in the loop. And literally 5 minutes later, she's like, "Never mind, it got bananaed that fast." Like once you're permabanned, Prez went through that. Prez got permabanned off of TikTok too,
No, I
and
know,
then
I
he
know.
just kept, creating things, and then it would be gone. So now it seems like he's back and everything is good. I don't know.
But what surprises me though about this is like, particularly if I'm thinking about Bri getting banned, because Bri's been banned too, right? Is like, don't they lose any of that money that was in the account at the time you
Mm,
get banned?
I
And then don't you have to have like a certain amount of followers and views to make money if you
yeah.
create a new account?
So in order to go live, you have to, well, at least before, I don't know about now, you have to have 1,000 followers to go live, and then to be in the creator rewards program, you have to have 10,000 followers. I don't know, I can't remember. I feel like I think there's also like a watch hour. I can't remember. Or maybe I don't know. Or no, 100 guys. I think it's like 10,000 followers and 100,000 views, which isn't that hard to do, but you really I've been telling them this. The creator rewards program is not what it used to be. Before we had the first blackout, we used to make about $1.30 something, like $1.36 per RPM. It's now down to, mine is like 32 cents now. So
Well, that's the other thing too, is I
the amount of
really
money
want
is next to
I
nothing.
have questioned this before about Brie in particular, and really anybody, any of these really young sort of, I guess, streamers,
Hmm.
is I really want to grasp and understand how they make money. I haven't had one in court yet. I would kind of like love to like dissect their financials. Like I want to
Right.
see, like I want to know, like
Well,
I want.
you can go in and look. You can look up anybody's. If you go into either TickLeap for TikTok, and that's mainly, I think, for like the battler, like the people who live stream and get gifts, because the only way you make money if you go live is if people gift you, right? But the battlers, they make a lot of money, like a lot, like we haven't done it for a while, like just because we're nosy bitches. Like once a week, people could give me names and I would look it up on TickLeap. And I think one time the biggest one that we saw, you guys correct me if I'm wrong, I think it was like $28,000 in one day. In
Golly,
one day, it was something crazy like that. Yeah, it's 1 million diamonds is $5,000.
that's wild.
Yeah, it was crazy. He didn't make $700,000 in a day. Tori, did he? Like that would be crazy.
I
Make
just,
700,000 a day.
I mean,
Mom made
that
51
sounds
a day.
great, but I could never do that. I could never.
Yeah, I now that I have started battling a little bit because I have, as my following
No, but
grows,
you're retired. Like, Angie, you're
I am
retired.
retired,
Like, come
but
on.
well, because I don't like the whole thing of sitting on, like feeling like I'm sitting on and saying, "Oh, send me gifts, send me gifts," like it's asking for people for money, like that. I don't really care for that. But as I've grown, I've I've also gained people who truly like the battle thing, right? So I'm kind of split into threes right now. I have like a third of my following likes battles, a third really likes the TikTok drama, and a third likes the real or the true crime stuff. And so what I've decided to do is I'm twice a week. I'm going to do a series of like a best of 7. Each game is 5 minutes. So if we win 4 games, then we're done, and that's 20 minutes. So that's only 40 minutes out of the thing. If we have to go to 7, it's 35 minutes. So it's only an hour out of the whole week. But for those people who like to battle that support me, I want to do that for them.
No, I think it's fun. I send you gifts when I catch a battle. You don't do it that often, but I mean,
Yeah.
I was sending Perez gifts the other day. I was like, "Let's
Yeah.
go!"
It,
Like,
I mean, it does get
and
like,
I'm like, "Oh my God, I don't want to do this." I mean, I do, but like, I don't. Like, I
yeah,
would
it's
rather
like
just
once
give
you,
you GoFundMe. Like, I'd rather just give you the $30 instead of,
I've
you
had so
know,
many people tell me that they're like, I would rather just cash app
yeah.
you the money. I'm like, no, I don't want your money, because it's truly for the people who love to do it. And there's a lot of people, and it definitely benefits me financially. I mean, I'm not up there like with the people that are getting, a million diamonds or what. I think we average like, maybe 60, 70,000 diamonds in throughout a series, which is absolutely amazing for me. But each it's truly just to be help them, or not help them, but give the viewers what it is that they want. Because I got in not really got in trouble, but in the beginning I'd be like, no, 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 do not gift me, please do not send me gifts. And I kind of started noticing like some viewers fall off, and then I got a message from one lady who was like, I really liked you, but that really hurt my feelings when I sent you something, and you're like, don't send me anything, because that's how I like to show my appreciation and my love for you. And so it really hurt my feelings, and I'm like, damn, I never thought of it like that. I just didn't want people to think that I'm like, send me gifts or give me money. Like, I want to be able to have a conversation. So everybody knows that they don't have to, but if they want to, they can. I appreciate it. I love it.
Yeah, I mean, I can definitely see. Megan was saying that it's troublesome for her, and I can see how it is, right? Because it is like addicting, Like when
Yeah.
Prez is in there and he was going up like battling somebody who I was like, oh, this person's kind of a
Love.
POS, Like I want Prez to win. Um,
Yeah.
anyway, and then so then I get into it, and I'm like, wait, you got to win, and then I'm like, spending all this money. I'm like, wait, what? This is
Yeah.
dumb. And then
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
just but I don't, I can definitely see how it could be a challenge for some people too.
Yeah. Oh,
But yeah,
especially during Live Fest. Oh my God. It was coming down to the wire. I'm like, oh my God, Shelby just needs to get to this. I gotta do more. So I was like constantly like refilling. I'm like, hold on, way back. I'm like, I have to push. But yeah, I get into it too because I'm super competitive.
yeah,
And like you
I am
said,
too.
especially if it's someone on the other side that you don't really like, where you're like, oh, you're not gonna beat my friend. Oh, forget that. Yeah, so
Yeah,
it's fun. I like it on both sides. Plus, I do like it, like my followers who do go live, like have chats or whatever. If I get to see them, I'll always stop in and show some love and drop some gifts on them, because I think
yeah,
that's
I
important
like
too.
to do that too. Sometimes I'll just like pop in and send, because I think who does that? Jeffree Star does that. He'll like pop in and he'll send like a ton of money to somebody. I don't do that because I don't got money like that. But
Yeah,
um,
I
he
would
does stuff like
literally
that.
shit myself. I think
Jeffree Star came in.
if
He's like,
if I ever got like some crazy gift like that, oh my God, I wouldn't even know what to do with myself. First of all, I still don't even understand how it works. So my mods usually take care of it. They understand how it works better. So they let us know, they let them know what's going on. And I just sit here and I'm just appreciative. One day I'll figure it out. Hey, Grams.
yeah.
So
Well, anyway, I can go ahead and drop unless anybody has any questions. I mean, I'm just hanging out. I don't
we're just hanging
actually.
out, chilling.
It's such a weird week between Christmas and New Year's.
Yeah.
Like the court's open and I'm drafting, some stuff, responses and filing stuff, but I don't have anything going on until like the week of the 5th. And I'm like, dang, I feel a little bored. I feel a little bored, guys.
Yeah, she's
Anyway, so
about this time. Well, no, but I'm gonna finish up here and get off so I can make some dinner. My
okay.
grandbaby is sick, and so depending on how she does tonight, she
Oh
may end up
no.
staying with me. We'll just kind of have to see. So yeah.
Well, I hope she's feeling better, and I will drop down. And if anybody has any questions, I'll be in the chat. I'll be
Sounds
listening.
good. Thank you for coming and joining. I love it as always. Have a good
Okay, we'll
night.
talk soon.
All right,
Wait, how do
bye.
I knew how to drop down from
Oh,
here
that's right.
before,
Here,
but
want me to help you? Hold on, I got
yeah.
you. Okay, here you go. Yolanda was in here earlier. I don't know if she still is, but yeah, she's apparently doing a-okay. A-okay. Yeah, you guys, that's one reason why if I'm ever in a live, I almost never say anything, because then everyone's like, oh, like they're messaging me. So let people come in and just enjoy the chat, or not enjoy it, dislike it, or just get with the information they want out here. But please don't ever just bombard anybody. I appreciate that. My 6-week-old grandbaby is sick too. She is, oh no, in the hospital. Oh my gosh, I hope she's okay. Yeah, just let them come and enjoy and hang out. I always feel bad if I go in and all of a sudden then, they're talking about something, and then I come in and I just trying to show support, and then, everyone's messaging me. I feel bad. That's why I usually don't even go in or pop in. Yeah, that was nice for Chris to come in as well. Thank you, love. So, well, this was absolutely a great live. Grendel and I are right there. She's like, I'm still awake. This was a great live. I always love having AA come up and have a conversation with us. And yeah. So this was absolutely a great live. We're gonna talk about some other stuff, but it's after 10. Everyone visiting the just kidding. No, it's nice. I think, as I start to grow, I think other people will kind of come around and try to figure out what I'm about, and if I'm real. A lot of people, again, don't understand like that I do this because this is what I like to do. It's not for clicks, views, followers, whatever. There's a big difference between followers and a following. I always say that. You could have a million followers and have 100 people in your chat, but it's a difference to have a following. So check inbox. Okay, I will check it as soon as I get off Angel. But anyways, yes, the sock gang is the best. I love the way y'all rally around each other. Megan, I did not have a chance to look into anybody's thing yesterday. I do know that Winter was they told me yesterday that Winter was found, because as soon as I got off my live yesterday, I started cooking. That's when I found out the baby was sick, and then I was up with them until like 1:00 in the morning. So now it's almost 10:30, so I'm going to go cook again. I keep saying I'm going to stop eating this. I'm in the sock gang. Just gonna say, I'm in the sock gang, guys. Oh my god. Well, listen, honey. Welcome, first of all. Welcome. We love all, but boy, Bri's really gonna hate you now, honey. They're in here. Bri and Santos are my some of my biggest fans. Okay, they love it over here, so they'll really be pissed now. So, all right, guys, I'm going to pop off for the night. I will download this and put it up over on YT. I think I have another video that I can post over there right now. And then she's like, oh, I know. I don't know, Kate, to be honest. I don't know. I have so many notifications. It's crazy right now. I can't keep up. I'll have to look and see. So anyways, I'm going to go make some dinner and then go double check on the baby and see if she can be staying over here, whatever we're going on. I will be live tomorrow about 6:30 again, just depending on how the baby's doing. So I love you guys. I will see you guys tomorrow. Thanks for hanging out, and I will put this up. If you guys aren't following, make sure you follow. And then my YT is the same. This will be up over on YT if you guys missed the live. Love you. See you tomorrow. Bye.